Star Wars is still dead, left bleeding in that alleyway. I think you know why you're here.
The franchise had a family. Fans. There's something we can pin on you. Dark Empire.
You're doing a little light reading, huh? Found that one on your nightstand.
Might as well add plagiarism to your rap sheet while we're at it.
Look at this guy trying to butter us up with some awesome scenes and a little bit of key jangling.
After last week, I want to hear what he has to say.
Don't get over yourself. Somehow, he's got nothing to say.
We'll see.
Let's crack this case. People say Star Wars is dead, and in our investigation so far, we cleared the first suspect, The Force Awakens.
And found Last Jedi decisive, but complicated.
Which brings us to our final suspect.
A movie with an impossible task. Give a satisfying ending to 40 years of storytelling.
All while trying to appease the fans after that last movie.
The Panic movie, the Apology movie, the Somehow movie.
So tonight, we're gonna do what we have done all along.
Watch it, break it down, no memes, no bias.
Maybe a little bit of memes, a little bit.
Hey.
So let's start with the trailer that broke the internet. All right, here it was, Celebration.
Dude, where were you at?
I was at my desk.
Really?
I watched this entire, the entire Celebration live stream.
Yeah.
Waiting for this.
I was there.
Yeah? Were you there?
I was
in
there.
person?
Yes. I will admit, I watched it from my hotel room because we did not, it's all drawing names.
So you didn't win the lottery?
I didn't get in. I did get into one of the sub rooms. So I'm like, I'd rather just sit and watch it with my wife in the hotel room.
Dude, this opening, I remember seeing the lightsaber being like, what? Wait,
Yes.
okay. So she fixes it and then hearing Luke. That was big for me because, I was so burned on Last Jedi. I'm like, okay, at least we know Luke's in it.
Finally something.
Yeah.
Something you can get behind. Yeah. I do think that, if they're showing this in the teaser trailer, I remember just being like, dude, what's the rest of this movie going to be like? This is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, the movies aside, all of the sequel trailers rock.
They do. They do. And especially since I like that it's just showing the gloves, you know who's driving that thing.
Yeah.
And then two, I remember distinctly thinking when this happened, I thought she was going to be jumping on top of it to ride it. Yeah, like taking it up to go fight something. Because
There's the ship.
Yes.
Ochi's ship?
Ochi's ship.
We didn't know about Ochi, but
Yes.
it's the ship that left Rey on Jakku, right?
Exactly, yes. And we're seeing a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, Lando's in it. Okay.
And the Falcon. It's good stuff. I like that we're actually, I mean, they're showing the right stuff.
It looks good, right?
Yes, it does.
Pretty solid display. And this, we needed that.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And
then got the little Death Star. So it's like, okay.
While you hear, no one's ever really gone. Boom! What?
And
what do you mean?
You want to know? I'll admit, I started bawling like a baby when that happened. No,
Did you?
I did. Big manly tears. I did because I just, I thought it was cool that he was back. That was the whole thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because my first celebration, the only reason I went was because I wanted to meet him. And it was his first celebration. So and I've told the story on the channel before about meeting him, that was just really special to me. So I think that all those emotions coming back and then him coming back to Star Wars, I just started bawling like a baby. And I was like, this is awesome. How's this going to be bad?
Roll it again.
Yes, roll it again.
That was pretty cool. I remember seeing that and it blew my mind. I was just like, wait. What? Because they do a pretty good job in that trailer. The visual buildup of that, you see the Death Star, no one's ever really gone.
Yeah.
To the laugh was okay, so they're taking that thing that Luke said in the last movie that was supposed to be hopeful.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know.
Maybe
and then
it's a bad thing.
And then the title reveal, I was like, The Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I thought there were no more Skywalkers.
So like the last two investigations, we need to fully explore this era of 2017 to 2019 because it was a very different time period.
Oh, yes.
Than between Force Awakens and Last Jedi. We talked about that last week.
Yes.
Last time, rather. We took some PTO for Christmas.
We did a little bit.
Relax.
For the Lord. Yeah.
But we looked at that time period and how that was such a great time for fans. Just speculate. It's like, hey, you know, Force Awakens, we're all kind of in this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're having fun. Last Jedi, a lot of people weren't having fun.
Dude, this honestly felt like that dark cloud over everything.
Yeah.
They can land this, right?
Right.
Of course they can do this. But what if they don't? What if it just doesn't land?
This was the year that Endgame came out. Keep in mind.
Also, the year Game of Thrones ended. Like everything was ending this year. It's crazy.
Endgame comes out, and while Endgame's not perfect, I do think it closes on a great note.
It does.
Like, and I've said this before, an ending means more to me than anything else. If they could land this plane, I'll forgive a lot from The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And so I looked at Disney and what they did with Endgame, like, okay, you know what? I think they play a little safe. They also take some risks, but they land the plane.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy. I saw no world where it was possible that this movie sucked. Truly. I was
taking the copium.
Well, I'm like, worst case scenario.
I mean, it is your favorite one, isn't it?
So people say.
Allegedly.
Well, here, I'm going to hit you guys with some cold water, guys. I've only seen this movie one time, and it was in the theaters.
Yeah.
There's an ongoing joke on the channel that this is my favorite movie, and it spawns from the fact that every time we do a list and bring up scenes from this movie, I'm like, these kind of cook. I don't know.
I like this scene.
And so I've been an adamant defender of this film. And so I'm excited to rewatch this. Since we started the channel, I have purposefully not watched it again because I knew this day would come.
This is the reckoning.
So my experience when I walked out of that theater, I didn't know how to explain it to my friends. And so they were asking me like, what'd you think? And I said, okay, if you were to hand me a piece of paper with bullet points of everything that happened in this movie, I'd probably look at it and be like, all right, I'm down.
This is super paint by numbers.
That's the thing. It's in the execution.
Yeah.
This movie is so fast.
It is.
Holy smokes. It flies. But I'm like, but when I would really sit and think about it, think about scenes. I'm like, okay, I don't mind that Palpatine's back. It's more how they do it.
Yeah.
I don't mind what they do with Kylo Ren, but I feel like the movie just doesn't pace itself to that point.
No.
I don't mind what they do with Rey and that she's a Palpatine, but that doesn't feel earned. So I remember telling my buddies this. That's like, I like a lot of what's going on in concept.
Yeah.
And then I'll never live this one down, but I was like, right before I went to the theater, to pass the time, I made a ranking. You could see the seeds of Beyond the Dune Sea being sown in that very moment. And so I did a ranking.
I know you ranked things before this show.
I know, me either. I forgot about this. So I ranked the movies, and I was like, okay, after we're done with the movie, I'm gonna put where I think it goes.
Yeah.
Put it as number 4.
Fourth best in series.
I'm not. I can tell you what they were. It was Empire, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope,
then Rise of Skywalker. Incredible.
Now, granted, that was recency. I'm bad about recency bias.
Yeah.
I'm real bad about it.
Yeah. You like the hype train.
I do. And so it did not take long where I was like, okay, guys, that's not true. I mean, you've seen the tier list. I think we put this in either every time C or D.
Yeah.
Like, and it's low
rough.
C.
It's
right?
rough.
So it was a short-lived opinion. Okay. Cut me a break. It was like, this was a time. This was the time, right? As a fan, you were like, all of us were speculating. It made it fun for a brief period again. We were like, okay, at the very least, maybe this will just be a popcorn crowd pleaser and we'll walk home happy.
Yeah.
You know? We'll see if that rings true.
If that was true.
What was your thoughts coming out of the theater of that fateful day in December of 2019?
I mean, again, what I kind of said earlier, it felt very paint by numbers. I feel like that it was a crowd pleaser, if you will. It feels like that it's like, what's going to make the most people happy? What's the common denominator?
Yeah.
But as we've talked in the past, I'm guilty of that too. I think scenes in this are awesome. Less scenes than what were in Force Awakens, I think, like now that we've gone back and reviewed. But like, I think moments in this are awesome. I think some performances are really good in this movie. I thought it was just all right. I didn't like come out thinking that it was just like the greatest thing in the entire world. I think it was easily overshadowed by Endgame.
Yeah.
And you brought up too the fact that like Mando and Grogu had started at this point.
Mandalorian. We didn't know his Christian name just yet.
Sorry, The Mandalorian had started.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. Like that was all going on at this time.
Yes.
We'll see how that plays going forward. So far as we've reviewed I came across very much thinking about the same how I felt about Force Awakens the first time around.
Yeah.
I felt very differently about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I even as we get farther away from our review, I'm thinking more favorably on The Last Jedi, which is interesting. I'm very curious because, like I said, I've only seen this once. Have you seen it multiple times?
Once.
So you also, when you went to the theater.
Once, and I've seen plenty of parts of it, like on YouTube.
Yeah, going back and watching clips and stuff. So it's time, guys. Let's see if it was the rise of Skywalker that killed Star Wars. Let's go rewatch the movie again and see how we feel.
So, somehow Palpatine returned, huh?
Didn't realize the movie came with DLC.
That's not world building. It's cross promotion.
Guys, gotta find my words. Give me a minute.
I think I got it.
Yeah?
Yeah. First thoughts. You know how we said for this, everything cool comes at a cost or a caveat? This is the exact same way, but like it's somehow worse.
You're going to get something from me that you didn't get from The Rise of Skywalker, ladies and gentlemen. And that's character development. Because I owe you all an apology. Since we started Beyond the Dude Sea a couple years ago, I have half-jokingly been glazing this movie.
Yeah. It's your favorite movie.
My God, was I wrong.
No, dude, it's number 4. It's just behind Empire,
so
right?
Sorry. Wow.
All things considered, I roll with the punches with Star Wars a lot of the time, but I was going to say that, like, we talked about the holiday special a couple of weeks ago. Yep, that's something too. I was going to say there's lots of that's something with Star Wars.
Yeah, Act 1. Yeah. Let's get us in there.
Let's just get the Band-Aid off. Let's just get going in this. So, JJ knows how to start a movie. This movie starts decently strong, but it starts to fall apart the closer you get to the second act, which isn't very far into the movie, mind you. So it almost feels like the first true act of this movie is the opening crawl, because all the timelines are staggered going forward from that. I actually do like how all the characters are introduced in this act, except for Hux. They did him dirty in this movie. Oh, he easily has it the worst. That being said, everybody, when you meet them again, has a wonderful sense of like that they've leveled up just enough, because which they were smart. They had a time skip between this and The Last Jedi, and it was much needed. So, yeah, mixed bag, that Act 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seth, I'm going to echo a lot of what you just said with this Act 1.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with Act 1 is that there is no Act 1.
Amen, brother.
The inciting incident, somehow Palpatine returned, happens in the very first line of the opening crawl. Look at that. The dead speak. From there, the movie immediately hits fast forward. Character reintroductions are rushed so that we can shove everyone out the door and onto the quest as quickly as possible. In just 15 minutes, Act 1 is over and our heroes are headed to Pasaana. For comparison, Return of the Jedi takes nearly 40 minutes in Jabba's palace before the real adventure begins. And you know what? That time really makes a difference. It lets us sit with the characters, understand where they are emotionally, and prepare for the journey ahead. The Rise of Skywalker gives us none of that. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is, in a shaky kind of alliance with Palpatine because he wants her to kill. He wants him to kill Rey. He's gonna team up with her, whatever, and establish a new empire. Okay. Cool idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't reflect the arc that Kylo is actually going to go on for the rest of the movie. And Rey, now framed as a fully fledged Jedi, believe me, we'll get into that, briefly sees herself on the Sith throne in a blink and you miss it vision. Literally, this moment is the foundation of her entire arc, and it is reduced to a handful of frames. We get the lightsaber rebuilt and Kylo's helmet reforged. Clear winks at the audience that JJ's going to fix everything that they didn't like about The Last Jedi. And that's one of the biggest problems, that this opening act is defined by insecurity. And that insecurity really echoes throughout the entire movie. It rapid fires crowd-pleasing moments at you, hoping the momentum convinces you you're having a good time, without actually putting in the work to set up characters, the plot, or the world we're about to live in for the next 2 hours. So in a word, this act feels unearned. And I suspect I'll be using that word a lot today. Not a great start, but hey, we're only 15 minutes in. Only up from here, right?
It could. You never know.
You never know.
Yes. So let's start with that opening crawl, shall we?
Yeah, because the problems begin right away.
It's kind of crazy.
Quite literally right away. The dead speak.
There you go. The dead speak.
Why not show this in the movie?
Well, here's the other thing, though, too, is why is it happening in it's in weird staggered time? Because the first thing we see, Kylo has heard this already.
Yeah.
And that's why he's on his fetch quest at the beginning of it to then go find him. But then when we cut back to Rey and the Alliance, they're just now getting the intercepted information from the First Order.
Yeah. So it's like, did the whole galaxy not hear this?
Or did just the First Order intercept that transmission? Was it meant just for Kylo?
Well, if we look at Fortnite, Seth.
Yes.
It's not just Kylo who hears it.
It's true. I guess that everyone trying to get dubs that day got to hear it.
This is the thing that I can never forgive this movie for.
Yeah.
I can't. Star Wars and merchandising has always had a relationship, but it's never come at the cost of storytelling.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets close, but
Yeah.
usually the storytellers use merchandising as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Look at Gindy's Clone Wars. Perfect example.
Yes.
Hasbro was like, hey, we're not selling any toys in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Let's get this famous animator to come and make these little shorts so we can sell more toys.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
Yes.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
Here, we got to have a collab with Fortnite. Let's put a crucial piece of information, the return of a character we thought dead since 1983. We're going to put it in Fortnite and just reference it.
Didn't realize that this movie came with add-ons.
Yeah, little
Yes.
DLC.
Little
action.
DLCs. Didn't realize that.
Think about this. Fortnite does not reference The Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker references Fortnite. That blows my mind. That is one of the biggest fumbles in Star Wars history.
It's wild.
And it didn't need to be this way. Have that be the beginning of your movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to do this whole time, but a little rewrite here, easy in my opinion. Just start your movie showing where Kylo's at. He's enjoying his throne. Maybe we're seeing where the resistance is at. Well, maybe you can even show the same scene from the first time we see Poe and Finn and gang.
Yeah.
Kylo's doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, everybody hears this transmission.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Stuff just changed.
Mm-hmm.
And now show Kylo going off on his adventure.
What would be really interesting is somehow they're all at the same Star Destroyer. They're intercepting. They all hear this transmission. They choose to leave, but Kylo decides, I'm getting a first head start because they're going to try to run.
Yeah.
They want to go back to Rey.
That would be really interesting.
It would be kind of interesting.
Almost imagine the opening of Revenge of the Sith. It's this battle. Imagine Kylo sitting on his throne, kind of directing, like General Grievous, directing gunships and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's a nice battle to start with, but then everything stops because this transmission can be heard by everyone. Everybody's frequencies were hacked into, and they're like, he's back.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, then it's chaos.
Yeah, and then he's just prepare
Kylo's
my ship, and he just they just stop the advance, and but then at the same time, they're like, we need Rey, we need Leia.
Yeah, and so
we
maybe
need
they
Jedi.
go back, and
then they have to leave, chased by TIE fighters. You can still have that. They still do the hyperspace skipping to get away. Yeah. Kylo then just goes on his quest, though. But here's the other thing: take the knights with you. Then you don't even have to have that. You don't have to have that scene later.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's way better because we're talking about Act 1 right now. This is the problem with this movie. It doesn't have an Act 1. It starts in Act 2.
I was going to say, this is kind of Act 1 in the crawl. That's it. It's so weird. I don't understand why they decided to do this.
There's been some odd writing choices in all of these movies, but this is by far the worst one.
Yeah.
And my goodness, is it sad. It's really sad. But after you get past this opening crawl, the movie tricks you a little bit.
You got to admit, this is one of the coolest openings to a Star Wars movie. Or do you not think that? I love that opening shot of the TIE fighters going past the Star Destroyer sitting in front of Mustafar. And then it would be nice to know this was Mustafar because I didn't know that. But I like him going ham.
On its own, this is cool. But we start in the middle of a scene. Really pay attention to the first part of this movie, in the first act. A lot of scenes start in the middle of either a conversation, of an action sequence.
Yeah.
You get no setup. And that's what this movie is. It's all payoff, no setup.
Yeah.
And so this is cool. I like seeing Kylo cut loose, but it's what's he doing? I guess he's coming up to this thing. And then this calls into a bunch of other questions. Like, okay, this is Mustafar. We know from other material that this was Darth Vader's Wayfinder.
Yep.
Why is this in the middle of the woods? Why isn't this in his castle? It's like, this is such a weird decision to me. If you're going to do this, then commit.
Yeah.
Make him go into Darth Vader's castle. You want a crowd pleaser? There's a crowd pleaser. There's your jangling keys for your audience. Like, if you want to go that route, which this movie tries desperately to do, then have Kylo just walk into Vader's castle and do this scene.
It's like he's still trying to do his mystery box thing. And it's like, you can't do that. This is the end. It's like he's literally fighting with himself.
It's so weird. And I know people would say, well, but with the lore, and like, we know that after Vader immortal, like the Mustafarians are rebuilding Mustafar. Like, I don't care. Like, what this movie is trying to tell me is nothing, because it doesn't tell me anything. I saw this quote the other day, and I have to bring it up. This is from Hans Fien, and it was actually in response to Stranger Things, but he was making a Star Wars comparison. And just something I saw on X, and this is what he said at the end. The best way to ruin a story is to make the story secondary to lore development. Sometimes we worry way too much in Star Wars about developing the lore rather than developing the story.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Because I know from like a lore perspective, you can explain all this.
Yeah.
But the Eye of the Webbish Bog, and we know from,
I'm surprised you even remember what that thing was called. I'm like, what about the alien on top, the baby? And that's it's over here.
The Eye of the Webbish Bog.
Yeah, it's like...
And like, we know the Mustafarians are rebuilding Mustafar and making it like livable again. It's like, cool. What is this movie telling you? Nothing.
Exactly.
Not a single thing.
I do love this transition.
It is a great transition.
This is sick.
That's right.
Yeah, because this is part where it tricks me. This is where it tricks me. Then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, that's not bad.
Dude, yeah, that's cool.
And I'll admit, the movie's getting fun. I even remember the theater. I'm like, okay, we watching a good movie? All right.
Yeah, this is cool.
I think the cinematography is pretty good, and the quickness works here. The problem is that the movie doesn't stop. It does not stop this pace, except for like a couple moments where you can breathe.
Yeah.
But going to Exegol, hey, you know what? All right. Still having a good time.
I even think, like, I love Exegol. It's
like
so cool looking
too. Like the hidden home of the Sith, the sound design is incredible. The idea that the Sith had this little home base about how to trying to figure out how to be immortal feels totally in line with the Sith. So yeah, I'm totally down with Exegol, and I think it's portrayed really well in this movie.
Oh yeah.
In fact, it's one of the biggest positives I'd give this movie is production design and sound design, and it's no better showcase than on Exegol. I do like this line. My boy.
I made Snoke.
It's like, all right, let's clean this up real quick.
Yep.
Snoke's in a bunch of vats. Okay.
Snoke was one of many.
This is one of, if not the best scene in the movie.
It is. And again, I still count this as the opening. Like, I think this is one of the most solid openings to a Star Wars movie.
It tricks you. It really does.
Because I think this is all awesome. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe it didn't kill Star Wars. Maybe it's back.
Maybe
it's better than ever.
Yeah.
That's where you're at this moment. At the same time, though, there's another fumble here, another writing decision that I'm like, why? And it's when Kylo holds up his arm like that, you can't see his mouth. I guarantee you.
Oh, you think that they rewrote words?
I about guarantee you that's ADR because he says, "What can you give me?" In the novelization, there's a line where he says like, "What are you?" or something, and no, he says you're a clone, and Palpatine replies, "More than a clone, less than a man." Boy, how nice would that have been to have in the movie?
One line.
Like
that's all you need.
I know Mary later in the movie, Mary Doc Brandybuck.
Hey, you know his name,
What's
right?
his name?
I'm trying to Belmont.
Belmont, thank you. I know him later in the movie. He's like, Sith science cloning, a secret's only the Sith knew.
And Palpatine, that's something that you could barely hear. You have to have the subtitles on. It says that Palpatine was obsessed with cloning himself.
Or obsessed with cheating death.
Or cheating death, yeah.
I just don't get why your opening crawl is like, somehow Palpatine returned. We have to show Palpatine being returned. And then later we have to say again, somehow Palpatine returned. It's like, we get it. We could have just done it. This was all we needed.
He can't help himself. I'm almost sure of it. JJ.
He just has to have the mystery.
He's got to have the mystery. It's because I think he really likes the idea of that the movie can live on past the viewing. If that makes sense. So like going on through, dude, I watched this whole thing about Cloverfield today. I didn't realize he produced Cloverfield. It's the same thing. Like he's all about like just barely showing stuff and like having like these viral marketing campaigns and stuff like that. It just kind of spoon feeds you information, but it's all about that bigger mystery.
I think that's great in your first entry.
Yep.
And it would be fine here, except for you're bringing back the big bad on the last movie. You better give me something to go off of.
Yeah.
The mystery box has far outlived its welcome.
Yes.
In these movies.
Yep.
So yes, the beginning is cool.
It is cool.
This is a great scene. And I think a lot of us, clearly both of us in the theater were like, all right, JJ. All right, Rise of Skywalker.
I guess the pizza rolls are air fried.
They're cooking. We just don't know where. How about that? We'll say that.
Yeah.
And then the movie continues. And I actually think the next scene is okay. Guys, savor this. I think this is the only time in the movie the camera stays still and that we're just hanging out.
I love this. I really do.
It is fun.
It's so good.
And then we're about to see, wait a minute, guys, the hero of the resistance, Claude?
Yes.
Hello?
Fixing the Falcon, but no hands.
You remember when people thought he was going to be a big deal in this movie? Because there was that teaser poster they released and he was like a huge on it. Like, whoa, who's that? It's Claude.
Yeah. I remember someone discussing with me, they were all like, hey, he's going to marry like Rey and Kylo. Like he'll be the officiant. And I'm just like... And I'm just like, please stop.
My goodness. Yeah, we get to take a nice breather here with our characters. And I like that you get to see, they've leveled up.
Yes. And I like this little slice of life stuff. It just reminds me of like Han and Chewie working on the Falcon and Chewie accidentally turns it on. It's blowing up in Han's face. It's good stuff, man.
It is. I just wish there was more of this in the movie.
Me too. This movie needs like another 15 minutes.
Or steal 15 minutes from Act 2. Because, we're not there yet, but boy, oh boy. So thoughts on lightspeed skipping?
So I think it sits a little bit better than the Holdo maneuver for me because at least it seems, I know Holdo died when she did it, but at the same time, it's fine. I mean, they keep pushing it in every single movie. Like in Force Awakens, they came out of lightspeed within a shield.
Yeah.
They did the Holdo maneuver in the second one. So I'm like, whatever at this point, just keep pushing the rules. I'm beat down. I'm tired, boss.
No, I'm with you. I kind of don't have any thoughts about this either. So, Poe and Finn, it's good to see them.
Yes.
We got one more friend we got to meet. So we get to meet Rey. She's trying to commune with the voices of Jedi past. Ooh, where's that going to go? Interesting. And then we get to meet Leia Organa. I want to start with Leia before we talk about Rey, because this is kind of a big thing, big elephant in the room that hangs over top this movie. So we all know the late, great Carrie Fisher passed away before the filming of this film. And we were left like, oh boy, what do you do? Do you recast? Does she write her off screen? I think they did the best they could. And I can't criticize this movie a whole lot for that because they were left with an impossible task. I don't think writing her out of the story would have been the right move. I think recasting her would have been definitely the wrong move. And there's some sort of interesting serendipitous stuff that happened behind the scenes. Like have you heard that anecdote that Carrie wrote in her memoir or her autobio, something like that she worked with JJ on 2 movies and she had only worked on The Force Awakens. And so JJ was like, this is kind of a funny thing that ended up happening. And I think that this was the right move. It is awkward. It can be jarring. They didn't have a lot to work with. But you know what? It's Leia Organa. It's Carrie Fisher. She's one of the OG3. I respect what they tried to do here. Think it was the right call?
It was a little tougher it's tougher for me to swallow. I'll be real. I wish that they would have just tried to incorporate her into scenes rather than like working around the footage they had, if that makes sense. That like when you watch the behind the scenes, they talk about, hey, we looked at the dialogue we had and we literally built everything around that. And I'm like, I get that you want her to be a part of it, but at the same time, it does come at the cost of the rest of your movie. Sometimes I feel like they did the best that they could. And so that is cool. I am happy that they made that work. But there is some stuff kind of later in the movie where I'm just like, I don't know what's happening anymore. But that happens a lot in this movie where I'm like, I don't understand what's going on.
No,
it's fine.
Especially the end, like when Leia dies later in the movie. I wish they would have set this up at some point here that she's been trying to commune with Ben and it's wearing her down.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. Maybe that's too big of an ask. Because I don't disagree with you. Like there are points where it's like, man, I can really tell that she's not there. And as I always like to say, limitation breeds creativity.
Yep.
Right? No bigger limitation than this. So it's not perfect. Like I said, I do respect the attempt. What about old Rey?
Yeah.
Rey from nowhere. Rey was probably the biggest casualty to my rewatch.
Oh, look, one of those guys.
Oh my gosh! Stop it! Stop it! I'm just
You heard
saying.
it here, folks.
Let me ask you a question: Is she too much in this movie? Is she too strong?
I don't know. I mean, like when you really start sitting and thinking about it, I mean, she's got the books. She also has a Jedi Master at her, well, not Jedi Master, but I mean, she at least has someone physically there to teach her for an entire year.
Yeah,
That's more than Luke ever had.
maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
We don't know how many times Obi-Wan hung out with him.
But not like this, though.
Yeah,
And then Yoda, he didn't spend that much time with Yoda either. So, yeah.
depends on who you ask. I hear 5 months sometimes. That gets
5
floated around.
months?
Yeah, he was
Well,
5
that's
months on
not a
Dagobah.
year.
That's true. That's
yeah.
true.
So I'm just saying that, like, she could have grown. I do agree with you. I think she is quite powerful in this movie. But in the last movie, they did say the stronger the darkness gets, the light has to meet it. If we're still playing by those rules.
I guess.
So I don't know.
I just think that like the first thing we see her, everything we see her do in this movie,
Yeah.
she's like doing flips. She's calling on the Force like it's nothing. She's effortlessly Jedi mind tracking. She accidentally uses Force lightning. She's a lot. And it's frustrating because I really like this character, but my goodness, does she get scraps for character development? I have a hard time swallowing that because in the prequel trilogy, like, you know, Anakin's been training rigorously for those 10 years when you meet him in Attack of the Clones. And even then, he's not doing this stuff. He's pretty good with the lightsaber. But beyond that, what do you see him do with the Force that's like crazy? Lifting a pear? Cool.
Yeah.
You know? And then by the time we get to Rots, there's 3 more years. He's been even hardened more by the Clone Wars. And he's doing backflips with Obi-Wan, but she's doing that here.
Yeah.
And Luke Skywalker, same way. Like there is 3 years between A New Hope and Empire. He's at least been doing some stuff. You can imagine he's been training
A little bit.
Maybe not with like a Jedi Master, but he has to have been training, honing his Force powers. And even then, what do you see him do in Empire? He struggles to lift that rock with Yoda.
Yeah.
And then when you meet him in Return of the Jedi, he's not doing anything crazy. I get part of this is technology, but again, prequel trilogy, George was doing anything. So I don't know. I'm just saying, I think that Rey, I kind of get some of the critiques. It's hard for me to want to get behind her when she doesn't lose. And I'm like, I just really wish that you'd see her lose.
Yeah.
So that I can watch her rise, you know?
Hey, that's the title of the movie.
That's the title of the movie. So now we're running the training course. Here's Kylo Ren and Rey. What's he doing?
Amen. Because I've thought about it, and I don't have any idea what he's doing.
This is an important piece to talk about just because
Is he reconnecting them?
This moment sets up Rey's entire journey in this movie. And it starts with this. I have no idea what he's doing. Because by this point, we know that Palpatine is every voice he has ever heard inside his head. You know, who's he talking to?
Why does he need the helmet?
Is he just trying to commune with the darkness to get, you know, this training droid to attack Rey and then, you know, throw her off her game? I'm just really confused what he's doing. I have no idea.
I don't get it.
But
I'm lost.
here's what sets Rey up for her entire journey. Watch this. Literal blink and you miss it. Let's see if you catch it. Ready? Did you catch it? Huh? Okay, super slow-mo. Here, I'll help you out.
There.
Right there.
That's it.
That's the only moment. And like, you would be forgiven for not even knowing this was in there.
I didn't know. Legitimately. You had to tell me that it was there because I didn't believe you. I'm like, no, it's not.
This is the thing that is pushing her. Like, oh my gosh, I'm tied to darkness. What's going on? I saw myself on the Sith throne. Oh no. Am I bad? Oh, you're a Palpatine. Oh, well, this is going to come true. Like, look how quick this goes by. I'm going to play this at normal speed.
Gone.
It's gone.
Yep.
It is gone. Imagine for a minute, if this is your arc you want the character to go on. We spend some time here. Kylo's doing whatever he's doing with Vader's mask, you know, it trips up Rey. And then because they're in the dyad, maybe they both experience a vision together.
Maybe.
Because she will tell Finn later, I saw the throne of the Sith. Finn says, and Ren? She's like, and me. I'm like, no, you didn't. You just saw yourself.
It's true.
And really, I think that's the reason this is so fast, is because they realized in the editing room, oh, wait a minute. She says that she saw Kylo Ren. We didn't shoot that. But yeah, just for a minute, imagine you see these two characters go into this kind of Dagobah cave moment, and maybe they both see themselves, joining forces. And that's going to mean something different by the end of the movie. It's kind of like, it is like prophetic.
Yeah.
It makes Rey so scared out of her mind that she removes herself from conflict. She pushes herself too far,
Yeah. Something else I noticed, though, there's a lightsaber reforged. In fact, there's two things in this first act that are reforged. Kylo's helmet and the lightsaber. I'm confused by this. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Ketsugi's cool and everything.
Yeah, it looks awesome, I guess.
I think it's his worst look.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think on its own, this is my second favorite look for him, like story implications aside.
This is your second favorite look for him.
Yeah.
Really?
I like his Force Awakens look the best.
Oh yeah, no, he looks the best in the Force Awakens.
No, I like that. I like the cracked helmet with the red.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's brought down a lot by the story implications here.
Yes.
This feels like another moment where JJ's like, see, Ryan, you broke my stuff. I'm going to put it back together.
Yeah.
I put back the lightsaber. I'm putting back the helmet.
Yep.
I have my issues with Last Jedi, but this is so cowardly in my opinion.
Yeah.
I called Last Jedi selfish storytelling. This is cowardly storytelling.
Yeah.
I think that as a writer and as a filmmaker, you look at it, you're like, these are the cards I'm dealt. Let's go forward. Let's build off the best we can. Use it as a writing exercise. Like, you can do some cool stuff. Limitation breeds creativity.
Yeah.
Nah, we're going back to The Force Awakens, guys. How does this serve the character of Kylo Ren and the story?
It doesn't.
Not at all.
It'd be different if he had on the entire time. If he just didn't take off his helmet up until he finally goes to try to talk to her on the
Second Death Star.
I'd wait until when he's talking to her on his Star Destroyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The you are a Palpatine moment. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it would help it a lot.
I just don't know what this does for the character because I don't know what any of this opening act does for Kylo Ren's character. The last we see him, he's the big bad, supposedly, but now we got an even bigger bad. He's got his own plans, clearly.
Yeah.
But we also know that he's gonna let's look forward a little bit. He turns back to the light in this movie.
Yeah.
It is not set up one bit.
Nope.
He's doubling down on the Vader persona.
Yeah. He's being mean to all of his underlings.
Yeah, he's doing
especially Hux.
Contrast this to Return of the Jedi again, the movie where Darth Vader comes back to the light. His first interaction with one of his underlings, he's like, hey, I'm not trying to be mean. The Emperor's coming here, and he's not as forgiving as I am. You better step it up a little bit. There's you sow the seeds.
Yep.
And then you get the moment on the bridge where you get some foreshadowing of him coming back to the light, and then he does come back to the light. Here, it is not the case. You're just left to believe that no, Kylo's just evil. Okay, so I don't know what this helmet thing it has anything to do with him or his story, and it's a little sad because I would have liked to see where this could go. And the movie's just confusing because, like, I'm saying this all knowing what happens later, but if I'm a new viewer right here in this moment in the movie, what is the movie trying to tell me?
You got me.
I don't know.
He looks cool now, supposedly, but our heroes have now learned that Palpatine has returned, and they now have to go find Wayfinders.
Yeah.
So they're off to Pasaana.
So we talked a lot longer than 15 minutes, but that's where we're at in the movie.
Yep.
It's time for Act 2, people, because right now, did this kill Star Wars? They look good. Maybe looking like a quick job, but we'll see. We got 2 hours left. Maybe things turn around for old Tross. Let's get to Act 2. Does the name MacGuffin mean anything to you?
Why don't you ever explain anything?
This ain't doing much explaining either.
Do you have any idea how many of my friends you almost killed?
MacGuffin? Never heard of her. All right, so this act is plagued by three things. It's bloated, yet somehow it's moving at a breakneck pace. It's being bogged down by a fetch quest for not one, but two MacGuffins. That's right, Connor. MacGuffinception. Did you know that was a thing? Well, this movie shows us it's a thing. That's pretty cool. I guess all things are possible.
I didn't learn that in my screenwriting class in college. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. But That being said, there are still some interesting ideas in this act. I mean, the dyad is an interesting concept and it builds off the last movie, so that's kind of cool. And I'll admit, it doesn't make a ton of sense even with it being built off of the last movie, but I kind of like some of the stuff being presented in it. Within this act, the dyad gives us 2 lightsaber battles. Both have ups and downs. Our heroes meet some new allies, some old faces and others new faces. And oh yeah, we get to meet the best character in the Disney Star Wars era, Babu Frick. So there you go.
Didn't kill Star Innocent. Babu Frick.
Hey.
Act 2 somehow moves at a breakneck pace while also accomplishing nothing. It's like, man, we were on the same wavelength.
Yeah, look at that. And we don't talk. Like,
our heroes need a wayfinder to reach Exegol. To get the wayfinder, they need the dagger. To read the dagger, they need to hack C-3PO. After hacking C-3PO, turns out we still need the dagger. This loop takes up over an hour of the movie. This is the finale, need I remind you, of the Skywalker saga. And we're running fetch quests like it's a side mission in a Bethesda game.
You're not wrong. Feels like I'm trying to build the Bagoran sword in Ocarina of Time. You don't know that reference.
I've not played that one.
Yeah.
Throw spitballs at me in the comments if you need to. But that said, the character work in here is marginally better than Act 1. I actually like Finn a lot more than I expected to. And he has a lot more to do in this movie than I think he's given credit for. His dynamic with Poe is pretty engaging, though the whole subplot about Poe's past is resolved with a quick joke and then immediately forgotten. Rey, meanwhile, keeps inching toward the dark side in a way that feels, I'll be honest, a little forced, unnatural.
A force?
And in what is perhaps the movie's biggest pivot and clearest rebuttal to the previous movie, we learn that Palpatine is her grandfather. She's not a nobody. She's a somebody, just not the somebody she wants to be.
She's an important somebody.
And don't worry, this is technically set up by her accidentally using Force Lightning earlier. The most powerful dark side ability we've ever seen? Yeah, she just accidentally uses it out in the desert. I think Rey actually suffers the most in this movie, in my opinion, other than maybe one other character. But at least out of our main characters, I think she suffers the most. Things simply happen to her. She's rarely the catalyst for the plot outside of force healing, which is one of the few elements in this movie that actually has some setups and payoffs. Kylo Ren, not much better off. For half this film, he's fully committed to being evil and turning Rey to the dark side. Then suddenly, and I mean literally suddenly, with no setup, he turns back to the light and has a heart-to-heart with his dad. At least that means Hux gets to finally lead the First Order, right? Nah. He's the spy. He gets killed off as a joke, just like the movie. Let's get into Act 2. Guys, this is just... I'm the most frustrated I think I've ever been in a Star Wars movie with this, because this is the end. We covered Revenge of the Sith back during its 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we talked about how that movie really felt like a finale.
Yeah.
It also moves pretty quick.
Oh, it's super fast. Yes.
But things are happening the whole time. This movie moves incredibly fast, but nothing is happening.
Well, you know what can move really fast? Necklace analyzing.
Dude, so we're on Pasaana. What a great segue.
Yes.
Which Pasaana, I'll admit, is one of the few bright spots in this movie, no pun intended.
No, it's the one bright spot, but at the same time, I actually, real talk, I kind of like everything that happens on Pasaana, except Chewie getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
Like that. In which I guess I'm okay with Chewie getting kidnapped, but it's it's after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's suddenly he's fine after they think that they killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, they fly now, doesn't bug me. Whatever. Yeah. We're having fun.
Yeah, I think that's a fun little scene. C-3PO is the funniest he's ever been.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. And also important.
Yeah. And I love the creature work going on in this scene.
Yes.
There's some real heart and soul went into this.
Yes.
With little tweaks to Act 1, you set up our characters a little bit better. You set up Palpatine a little better. If this is our move into Act 2, okay. I think this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We get Lando. I think that's made better by Shadow of the Sith, I'll admit. You get set up why Lando's on Pasaana, and I think that actually enhanced my enjoyment of this scene for sure. Seth, you mentioned necklaces earlier. Let's watch a little bit about some necklaces. Oh, man. So on its surface, wow, that's a pretty interesting thing that can happen.
Yeah.
You can pass things through the Force.
They can interact.
Maybe that'll come up later.
Maybe yes.
It's probably the most cooked idea of all this stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where, like, this is a perfect example about how this movie handles cause and effect in time. And it's like you really start to see the major cracks in the writing, if it wasn't already obvious.
Cracked like Kylo's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this in real time because this is wild. He just snatched the necklace, right?
We have to go back to Falcon now. Why? It's Ren.
Uh-oh, it's Ren. Hey, his necklace analyzing team.
It's analyzed. It comes from the Midian system. Pasaana, Forbidden Valley.
Prepare my ship. Alert the local troops. Send a division. Yes, Supreme Leader. Freeze! Hold it right there!
Okay. That took what? A minute? Less than 30 seconds?
30 seconds. It's crazy. I don't understand. Like, I mean, I feel like that we're pretty forgiving of Empire Strikes Back for, like, you know, being a little muddled with time, but that's ridiculous. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous that all that could be happening just like that. Also, there's just, I know they mentioned it earlier that there are first order, keep your head down, Chewie.
Yeah.
But, like, there's already, like, local troops. What are you guys worried about?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Really think about what has to happen here. Kylo Ren is in his bedroom. He grabs the necklace. He has to go bring it to the necklace analyzers. They have to take it. Presumably they split up because when they bring it back, Kylo's doing something completely different with General Pride.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to go analyze it, go give it back to Kylo. And Kylo was like, word, good job, guys. Go prepare my ship. But then when we cut back to them, 0 time has passed. They're running away just like they were before. That is some horrible editing and some really whack writing.
Yep.
That you're trying to tell me that even being charitable, that they ran across this festival, that's still only a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren had to do all that stuff. And that's even assuming that the necklace analyzers just instantly analyze the necklace. And this stuff happens this entire movie.
It's weird.
It's ridiculous. But whatever. They have a cool fight scene. You know, Lando shows up, neat. And then they go to find Ochi's ship. So after the big cool fight scene, we found Ochi's ship, but we're sinking in the tunnels, right?
Yeah.
And then we have all this going on.
I have a confession to make. I like the lightsaber and flashlight joke. I think it's funny.
Little jangling keys for Seth. That's all you need for him.
I think it's cute. Yeah. Like the chase scene. I'm having fun. Who hasn't had a flashlight and been like, man, I wish this was a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Come on. It's good.
All you need for Seth.
I guess so.
A little bit of this and he's good to go.
I guess so.
We see this serpent. And this is where we find out about a new concept in Star Wars, at least as far as the movies were concerned.
Definitely.
Force healing.
Yeah.
Wow. But then that's not over. And watch this is my favorite part. You ready? Ready? Watch. Here it is. He conveniently creates a little exit for him. You ever play Pokemon?
Of course.
Like the originals?
Of course.
You know when you get to like the middle of the game and there's a big Snorlax that's just blocking your path? You're like, man, I really wish I could get past that. So you got to go find the Pokeflute and then, you know, get him out of the way so you can continue the quest.
Yeah. You got to go to the tower and get the flute at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what happened here?
It's exactly what happened here.
At least like force heal, like the dyad is at least a halfway cooked idea.
I don't even care about the force healing.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just coincidence. I heard this, I don't remember where, it's a writing thing that I heard once, that coincidences should get your heroes into trouble, never out of it.
Yeah.
She doesn't force heal the snake hoping they can find a way out. She does it just to be nice. And then because she was nice, guess what? She gets a way out.
The snake turned over a new leaf.
The snake doesn't even do it on purpose either.
No.
It's not like the snake is like, good show, Ray. That, you know, bops the side of the wall.
Yeah.
He just slithers away and just so happens it creates an exit for them.
Yeah.
That's super boring. It's just a super boring way to write your story.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying that, out of it, we do get force heal because that is important later.
It is important.
Very important later.
Thoughts on force healing?
I think it's all right. I just wish it didn't like come completely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's all.
The fun fact, this was airing simultaneously with The Mandalorian, and I believe it was either the same week this came out or the week after was when we saw Grogu force heal. So we got two back to back.
Magic hands.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with force healing. I think it makes sense.
I like too that how she explains it too, that she gives part of her life energy to it to heal it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's important later.
I can totally believe a light side character can force heal.
Yeah.
Like, that's been in video games forever.
It has been.
So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. You get the moment from the trailer where Rey jumps over Kylo's ship and cuts it in half.
Yep.
And now I'm really starting to question what Kylo Ren is doing in this movie.
I was trying to push you.
Brother, you're trying to run her over.
I was going to say,
Like-
push her down.
Best case scenario is what happens. She cuts your TIE fighter in half, and guess what? You should have died.
Definitely.
There ain't no way you survive that.
And it's dumb that he comes out with his helmet off. He's just holding it. I'm like, what is even the point of reforging it, JJ? I can see your face through the cracks.
Yeah.
Allude to that. He's a broken soul. Why am I doing this better?
And then they got to grab the ship, and then she accidentally uses force lightning. Keep in mind, guys,
Pushing her.
That's the only time in this movie that she makes a mistake, and it's because she's too powerful, not powerful enough.
He's pushing her.
That's just, it makes it really hard to root for Rey. I'm like, you're not the underdog here. If anything, Kylo is.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Because like he's the one who lost a couple times. I want to see him, get one up on you.
It's true.
And then, we kill Chewie, but then literally 2 minutes later, 2 minutes. Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, Chewie's fine.
And it's the first of several fake out deaths in this movie. It's like,
Yeah. What's the worst? Which one? Chewie or 3PO?
Chewie by far.
Yeah.
I think 3PO is the only one that I can live with.
Yeah.
3PO, I can live with that because that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think you get enough time with that
Yeah.
to let that sit. Chewie, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And nothing comes of it because, by the way, the next world we go on is Kijimi. And we find out after hanging out with Babu Frick, which, hey, you know what?
The man.
The man.
The man. So good he's coming back for Mando and Grogu.
Is actual Babu coming back? Or is
I
it
have
just
heard.
another Anzellan?
No, I've heard. I thought it was just another Anzellan, but if you look up Babu Frick,
It's the guy.
That's what I hear. Hey, when you're like, Seth, why are you at the movie? And it's like, Babu Frick's in this. That's why I'm here.
Already a 10 out of 10.
Exactly, 10 out of 10. It's going to be awesome.
So I want to ask you a question. Babu Frick aside,
Yeah.
what's the point of Kijimi?
Well, that is actually where Poe has been hanging out, where before he decided to join the Resistance. I don't know. I mean, they go and they need to get a droidsmith, so then it's just another fetch quest. That's the point of it. And to get their little coin, and also to get Chewbacca back and get the dagger back. That's the point.
Imagine for a minute
Okay.
that 3PO could just read the freaking dagger.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we skip Kijimi.
Yeah.
Because Chewie, inconsequential, we get him right back.
Yeah.
The dagger, we need to get that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get it back.
We find out Rey's a Palpatine. That's like the only main thing that happens there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we get the coin, but we don't need the coin if we don't need to get on the ship in the first place.
Good point.
So what if we just go straight from Pasaana to Kef Burr?
Question. What's the worst of the three? The coin, the dagger, or the Wayfinder?
I think the Wayfinder's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then what's worse? The dagger?
Dude,
or
the coin is by far the worst.
I think the coin, I think the coin's the dark horse of this movie. Like how stupid that is. Yeah.
I think Zori Bliss is one of the worst parts about this movie.
Yeah.
Because you had that first scene. I'm just going to show it to you. Watch this.
Not that you care, but I think you're okay.
I'm sorry. That is one of the most cringe-inducing parts of this movie. I want to blow your brains all over the pavement. Please help us. Yeah, kid, you know what? I like you. I'll help you out. What?
Yeah.
Dude. And then it's right after this. They're in there with Babu and Zori and Poe are about to go upstairs.
Yeah. Did you ever trust me?
Yeah, and she's like, "Did you ever trust me?" I'm like, "You're the one who didn't trust him."
Yeah.
What is your dynamic in this movie? What is the point of your character? Because you got your little coin that you worked so hard for. Man, this is good. Get me off world. You should come with me. And then at the end of the scene, she's like, "Take it, kid.
Yeah.
I don't need it." and then she leaves. And then a couple of scenes later, Palpatine's like, "Blow up a world they know." So then they pull up a Star Destroyer and blow up Kijimi, and you're like, "Oh no, Zori and Babu." But guess what? Battle of Exegol comes along, and she's like, Hey, Sky Trash, Zori, you made it." I'm like, I hate that character so much. It takes away so much from this movie, and this movie's already bad.
Dang, guys. Connor hates Felicity.
I think this sucks. This super sucks, man. I mean, you don't think so?
Nah, it's garbage. The only thing that sky trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Babu Frick's the only good part. I just am confused with this planet altogether because we know that the First Order is kind of like taking it over, and yet the Final Order decides to just blow it up.
Yeah, blow up a world they know. It's like the one we spent 10 minutes here.
Yeah, you spent 10 minutes, and it looks like the First Order is like raiding all the villages and stuff like that.
It's just so stupid. Destroy a world they know. Why not Agent Kloss? Wow, that would really get us motivated because all the resistance is on there.
It's true.
What about Coruscant? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We care a lot about Coruscant.
Yeah.
What about, I don't know, Endor? Something, you know?
Tatooine?
In fact, I would believe Palpatine if he would do that.
Yeah.
Like, go destroy the forest moon of Endor. They care about that.
Yeah.
Kill all the Ewoks. Something. Tatooine, that'd be wild.
That would be.
Can you imagine that?
I know.
This is just because, we already visited Kijimi and it's like the least, like, you know, it'll make you care a little bit because Zori's on there. But guess what? Actually, no, because she's still alive.
Yeah, it's
that
fine.
coin that was super important to her, I guess she didn't need it to get off world after all.
Nope, she made it off. Who knew?
And here's another little nugget for you. You know how I said that Kylo Ren's redemption at the end of this act kind of comes out of nowhere?
Yeah.
What if on his ship there was something that could remind him of his past? Something maybe that could inch us toward a little bit of a redemption for Kylo Ren. You know, maybe something of his dad's. Maybe his dad had a ship. Maybe if that was on there.
Yeah. Huh? Maybe his dad's best friend.
Oh, what if both were on that ship?
That'd be crazy.
Now we're just gonna go rescue Chewie and then go home. Again,
have no interaction with it.
What's the point of Kijimi? I know that there's that deleted scene that supposedly Kylo tortured Chewie. Boy, would I have liked to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was too dark. So Star Wars movies get dark from time to time. We watch Anakin kill a bunch of kids. Okay, it happens. Let's see something a little dark.
Some character development
that'll help with our characters.
Might do him some wonders.
We're big boys. We can handle it. You know, even the kids. It's PG-13. 13-year-olds can handle it. Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing Kijimi has to offer is a kind of cool lightsaber fight,
and that's using the dyad to its fullest. It's pretty cool. This is awesome.
This is really what tricks me. And like when I think about this movie, this is one of the scenes I think about.
Yeah.
And them fighting through the Force.
It's kind of cool.
Can't lie.
Yep.
It's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
To keep you safe. You remember more than you say.
And this starts to cascade in another just giant retcon from The Last Jedi that it frustrates me maybe more than any of the retcons from The Last Jedi because I liked the Rey was nobody reveal. Mm-hmm. They're trying so hard to make you think that, no, actually, it was this way the whole time, guys. Mm. No, Kylo sensed it. He didn't lie to Rey. Your parents were nobody because they chose to be.
A certain point of view.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
The tried and true Star Wars method.
Then they get together and he drops the big reveal.
Yep.
You are a Palpatine.
Palpatine. Boo.
Thoughts on Rey being a Palpatine?
It's fine, I guess. It just feels like that you're really spitting in the face of the storyteller before you. But at the same time, originally, I think that JJ had a plan to have her be someone or connected to somebody. He just didn't know who yet.
Yeah. It just makes me sad for Rey and for Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't know either. Was she a Palpatine, a Kenobi? Was she nobody? She didn't know. And then they just dropped this like last minute.
And it didn't help in the first act when like Palpatine's like, we got much to discuss. Yeah.
Right? When he says the girl is not who you think she is. Yeah. He's
And
like,
then cuts,
hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Because you're left sitting with Rey as a Palpatine.
Yeah.
The whole dyad thing, you almost skirt by it because you're in such shock over the previous reveal. This is maybe the bigger reveal.
Yeah.
That they're a dyad in the Force.
Yeah. Which when you start really thinking about that, it's also really muddy. Yeah.
First and foremost, Snoke says in the last movie, it was I who bridged your minds.
Mm-hmm.
So was he lying? I don't think that was Ryan's intention writing that line. I think that's really what he planned on them doing.
Yep.
But okay, they were a dyad, two that are one. And if you look into the lore of like what a dyad is, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They have a 10-year age gap.
Yeah.
When was the dyad formed? Was it always there?
It's when like Force Awakens, like when she like when they connect minds when he's inside her mind. Yeah.
Well, I read a little bit from the Rise of Skywalker novelization, and she even like makes a comment later when he dies, like how, that was always the dyad was always there, even on Jakku and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, So when did the dyad form? This dyad thing is cool, but it leaves me with way more questions than answers. It's kind of like the Holdo maneuver.
Yeah.
The Holdo maneuver is cool, but then I'm sitting there like, now
Wait a minute.
It's the 10-year age gap, and maybe I can accept that the dyad was formed in Force Awakens when their minds were bridged.
Yeah.
Or maybe even Snoke unwittingly created that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if you read the lore about the dyad, it's like the Sith modeled themselves after the dyad. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
And they are just so happened to be one.
Yeah.
If they were the same age and some other things fell into place, this is less of a problem. But I just am left scratching my head like so much with this movie. Mm-hmm. There's one more character who kind of who gets the shaft by this movie.
Yep.
You ready for this, guys?
I'm the spy. What? You? We don't have much time. I knew it. No, you didn't.
I'm done with this movie by this point. For real.
That's the worst part.
It really is.
Yep.
Everything else is like head scratcher after head scratcher. This is like one of the worst thing this movie does.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Domhnall Gleeson.
No kidding.
It's a good actor. Guys, sometimes I throw out movies from time to time. Check out Ex Machina. It's got Oscar Isaacs, Domhnall Gleeson. It's good stuff.
Poor Hux.
I know. Pour one out for our little homie.
It's not just that he gets character assassinated. It's how they play this scene
Yep.
that I really hate. The triumphant little cutesy music. What? You're the spy?
I knew it.
Yeah.
Excuse
no,
me?
you didn't know it. You stop it.
Feels like a Saturday morning cartoon.
This dude is Space Hitler.
I was going to say, he blew up the Hosnian system. All of it.
Yeah. And he's terrifying in The Force Awakens. And, you
Yep.
know, I know The Last Jedi plays around with him a little bit, but at the end, he's still kind of scary.
He is. I mean, he's brooding and waiting for his moment.
And he just gets killed by pride. And I have to sit there and wonder, I'm like, okay, I think that at this point, I'm starting to pick up how the movie was made. Like cause and effect in this movie make no sense. It feels like they had the ending written and they worked backwards. And so every story beat is purely mechanical. There's nothing narrative going on. There's no building to our characters. In fact, most of the time we're tearing them down. And so the only thing I can figure is like, well, we need a General Pride because he's old enough to have worked with Palpatine before so that when Kylo Ren turns coat, well, then Pride can take over. And it doesn't make sense if Hux does it because Hux is super young, you know, and he wouldn't have been able to serve you in the old wars.
Whatever.
As Pride says.
That would have been cool to have Hux try to go up against Kylo.
What a horrible end to one of our main villains.
I agree.
So there we go. There's the MacGuffin hunt here. But guess what? We got the dagger back, and it tells us that we got to go to the Endor system where the last war ended. Actually, Finn, it ended on Jakku. So write that down.
It's a good point.
Hey, we're on Kefper.
We are on Kefper.
Yeah, there's the whole thing with the dagger, guys. With the whole Goonies thing.
I'll give JJ this. At least he tried to put a little bit of like stuff he liked into Star Wars. You know how like Dave likes to do wolves and likes to do samurai and stuff like that. I know George Lucas invented it, but like, you know, putting like hot rods and American graffiti and that sort of stuff within Star Wars. At least like JJ likes mystery and like 80s kind of fun stuff. So him putting a Goonies thing in it, I just wish it was done better.
It's just muddy, like everything
is.
else.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because, well, I just don't understand the timeline with it, that this thing supposedly points to the Death Star. I mean, the Death Star hasn't been there that long. Well, how is this dagger?
It's also in water. It's probably shifted.
It's probably shifted a lot. In the making of, they do explain that it's so big, it's not going to shift. Like, it's enormous.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is so, they couldn't even get it into frame, basically, that they had to just barely have a little bit of it peeking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It's not really high on my list of things I don't like. I don't like it, but I'm like, I have a lot of other problems with this movie.
Yeah. No, I got
This
you.
is the least of them. I'm like, it's more the MacGuffin hunt, how long it takes.
Well, it's the fact that too that we're juggling two MacGuffins. We're on one MacGuffin to get to another MacGuffin.
Exactly.
And it's like, what, why?
Yeah.
I almost said Valentino white bag.
Wow. That reference came out of nowhere.
You don't watch a lot of Vine compilations?
I know exactly what that is.
Like a lipstick of my Valentino white bag.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. All right. So I don't know where you completely derailed my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
So that, yeah, it's just the fact that we have all this MacGuffin hunting.
Yes.
It takes so much of the movie, and the movie moves so fast anyway.
Yeah.
If you were going to have this massive contrivance anyway, then
Yeah.
just get me there faster.
Yeah, I think the first half's a lot more enjoyable than the second half of this movie.
That's funny you say that because I actually really like this next scene.
You like this?
I do, actually. So if you didn't know, this was a concept from The Force Awakens.
Yes.
That almost made it in.
Yes.
It's clear that this had been baking for a while.
This is cool.
It calls back in a nice way to Rey's scavenger days. Like,
Yes.
okay, those skills that I had to survive, I need them now.
Yep.
And so I fully buy into this. I fully buy in that she's jumping across stuff. She like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down to clown, you know? And then even when she goes into the Imperial Vault, like that scene with Dark Rey,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I guess at least it goes off of her concerns in the first act. She might turn evil. Now we actually see it for more than just 2 frames.
But then it starts to fall apart when Kylo walks out.
And how do you figure that out? How do you know where they're at?
They needed to hold that.
What? What'd you say?
Saying they needed the dagger.
I know.
It's not like she had a ship that she landed
I know.
and she just like, she's there. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just so weird because it's like they needed the dagger. They wouldn't have been able to find it, but he just somehow is able to do it. Because
And
he
again,
is.
what's his plan?
I don't know.
Like, the only way you're going to Exegol is with me.
I think he's like forcing her hand to hang out because he's never had a girlfriend. So it's like maybe if she has to hang out with me, then maybe she'll start liking me.
And don't get me wrong. I
wants
get
to-
it. But then in the next scene,
Yeah.
he's turned back to the light. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have him be redeemed, just show me something. And you get the tiniest morsel here where he's like, you can never go back to my mom now.
Yeah.
Just like, I can't. Like, I'm too far gone, Rey.
Yeah.
You got to be too far gone too
Yeah.
because I need someone here with me. It's like,
Yep.
there's almost something there.
Yeah.
Almost.
She's real scary when she goes, give it to me.
You think so?
I think so.
I think that's an eye roll moment
I think she's scary.
because Kylo's like,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's so cringe, dude.
Who are you?
Let's just get to that. 'Cause I think that's so cringe. Come on. You are like the most evil dude in the galaxy right now,
dude.
besides Palpatine.
Nah, man, she bad.
I hate that shot. Just the pearl clutching from Ben Solo here. Oh,
I think he's just a little bothered. That's all it is. It's he just doesn't know how to react. It's like the elevator all over again.
something.
Yeah.
So then there's a fight scene.
A horrible fight scene.
Really? Well, yes and no.
Oh, it's so bad.
Let me say my piece on it. It's
Sure.
been one of my few times I defend the movie.
Sure.
I really like the beginning of the fight and when we're still in the Death Star.
Yeah.
The choreography is abysmal here. And I know that they said they only spent a day rehearsing. You can tell.
Yeah.
I do, however, like that for the first time in these 3 movies, there's only an hour left in the entire sequel trilogy, but we finally get to see Kylo Ren at full strength. When we get to the end of this, I mean, he's like beating her down.
Yeah.
But then we can't end the fight without a little caveat because she can't lose. She can't ever lose a fight.
Yeah. I just think it's sloppy. And I think, too, that this is your one time where you guys could have cut loose. And I just would have spent more time on it.
Whoa, she just killed Kylo Ren. I'm not sure how I really feel about all this.
It's so muddy, like everything else in this movie.
Let's take it apart in 2 halves here. There's Leia saving Ben.
Yeah.
That's fine. I wish that it was set up a little earlier, that she was maybe trying to she was expending her energy.
Yeah.
So that scene with Maz kind of comes out of nowhere. She walks away and Maz says to R2, she's using the last of her energy. This is her last chance to reach her son. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Again, I get they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah.
Leia's like the only thing that can bring Kylo Ren back. He even mentions at the beginning of this scene, like, I can't go back to my mom.
Yep.
It's Rey here that I just don't understand. It's like, this is the apex. This is the climax of her darkness. And she kills Kylo. That's bad.
Yeah.
And then Force heals him. And I like that moment. I don't know how to feel about that because this is so this is like the middle of the movie. We still have a lot of movie left to go.
Yeah.
And really from this point forward, after Rey gets her pep talk from Luke, she has no problems facing against Palpatine. Like none. She's not tempted by the darkness at all. I'm like, so is this the climax of all that? This is the big thing that we built toward with her seeing herself on the Sith throne.
Because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Word of the day, unearned.
Yeah.
I do like the Force healing being a thread that we keep coming back to. That's nice. And then after this, we get kind of a dual scene. We get the Leia scene here. Mm-hmm. We're going to get a Han scene. And we're going to get a Luke scene.
Yeah. It's a good transition.
I also love this. I think we all needed this as the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that JJ took the time in a movie that doesn't stop, took the time to stop.
Yeah.
And let us have that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to mourn Leia, which again, I think we needed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that. This might be the best scene in the movie.
I think this stretch is really strong because we get to actually sit and hang out with our characters. It's just letting our characters experience emotions, experience growth.
Yep.
It lets us live with that.
And that's not just because I like Han Solo, guys. I know that's what you're thinking. But at the same time, this sets everybody on their paths. And I do find it interesting that both Rey and Kylo in both of these scenes throw their lightsabers.
Right. Yeah.
For different reasons.
Yeah.
But it's
Kylo
interesting.
accepting who he is and Rey denying who she is.
Yes. And Kylo, kind of like Luke before him, going to face evil, throws away his weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a nice beat. It's a nice bit of rhyming here with both of these characters. I struggle with this scene because this section of the movie I think is really good, but we just had like an hour and 45 minutes of, I mean, we've been talking about it. Stuff that doesn't make sense, things that are unearned, things that like setups and payoffs that just, rather payoffs for setups that never happened.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I kind of think this is another one. I don't think this is an earned thing for Kylo Ren. Mm-hmm. I think it's clear that this was not the plan for him to have this redemption moment, but they fell back on what worked.
Yeah.
I like this scene. And this is really the story of this whole movie for me. I like a lot of isolated scenes. Like if I pop open YouTube and flick on this scene, I'm having a good time. If I flick on the opening, I'm having a good time. Like even the Exegol, or rather, even the Octo scene, I'm having a good time, you know? But everything together, this is just not strung together in a way that's coherent. So by the time I get here, I'm like, wait a minute. Kylo's just back to the light like that. It was that moment with Rey. That was enough for him to cast all of this aside. When you look at it in the grand scheme of the trilogy, I think it builds off of Last Jedi in a nice way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get their connection is so strong. Mm-hmm. But just based on this movie and what this movie's telling me about their arcs and how we're growing with these characters, this just feels so out of left field for me. However, it is a great scene and it's a nice mirror to The Force Awakens. So I would like to, I'm curious, what do you think Han is in this scene?
This is him working through his trauma and him working through, wow, that was an act of kindness. I don't know how to react to that. What do I do? And so
he's literally just a memory in Kylo's mind.
I mean, he says it himself.
You're just a memory. Yeah. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I do think Han is a Force ghost. Wait a minute. Not saying that Han somehow became one with the Force. We know that when everybody dies, they become one with the cosmic force. There's the cosmic force and the living force, right? Mm-hmm. I might be mixing those up, but it's when you're like in the living force, right? That's how the Jedi have learned to maintain their identity. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Han Solo would not have had this ability.
Yeah.
However, I think that this was Leia in her final moment plucking Han out of the cosmic force.
To be able to talk to...
Give him manifest to be the final push to bring Kylo back because he already heard from his mom. Now he needs that final pep talk from his dad. And so Leia expends the last of her power just to take Han, rip him out of that and give him that moment. So I in my headcanon, in my opinion, I think that this actually is Han Solo.
Okay.
It's either that or it's Leia simply conjuring something from Ben's mind. I don't think it's simply in Ben's mind. I think there's a little bit more to this.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. You think?
I could see it, but I mean, again, at the same time, he says that, you're just a figment.
Well, he says you're just a memory. I know, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's meant to be a literal explanation. At least that's not how I read it.
Well, I'm also trying to think about, too, how this movie's gone so far. That, we want more than what it actually is.
Yeah.
In a lot of this movie.
Well, I mean, it happens, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what we're actually seeing.
Yeah.
Because you know how people argue about Ahsoka? Is that really Anakin, or is that just part of her mind when she goes into the world between worlds?
Yeah.
No, I think that's really Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
Just like here, I think that in some way this is really Han.
Okay.
That's how I take it.
Okay.
Anyway, you have to let me know in comments if you guys agree or disagree with that. We get a pep talk from Han. What about a pep talk from Luke?
Oh, yes. Your favorite, right?
There's the man. Maybe you're all right in my book.
Wow. Wowie, wow.
But come on with that.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't care what JJ says. Two things can be true at once. Luke can say that because he's learned a lesson from the last movie. He's also saying that because JJ once again is like,
Yeah. You didn't like this, so I'm going to fix it.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one's way too on the nose.
It's true.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This was even an eye roll in the theater, and I love Luke. So
Yeah.
this was something.
Honestly, though, he's better in Last Jedi than he is in this scene, though, right?
His look is definitely worse in this movie.
No, that's true.
Brother's chopped right here. Look at this.
My wife says that about us all the time. She's like, "You're unkin chopped." I was like, "What,
Man, what the heck?
I'm like, "No, we're not." How dare you?
Catching a stray from Seth's wife. My goodness.
I'm like, I don't even know what all those words mean.
Wow.
She says she's chopped all the time, though. So. Oh, shoot.
Because you're a Palpatine.
This is another one of those moments, like with
Everybody knows.
Kylo Ren in that scene on Kijimi where he's like, your parents were no one because they chose to be. I'm like, stop it. Luke didn't freaking know. And he's like, Leia knew it too. No, she didn't. No, she did not.
Everybody knew how special this girl was.
The only way I can make sense of this is Luke dies, reaches out in the Force, is like, oh shoot, she's a Palpatine. That's weird. I never would have guessed.
Yeah.
Hey, Leia, you're never going to believe this. That girl, she's a Palpatine. And she's like, huh. Well, we can't, when things are stronger than blood, we can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Nah. That's
No.
why he's scowling when she tries to give him the lightsaber, The Force Awakens.
He's
It's
like,
like,
this mother effort's a Palpatine.
exactly. Why do you have that?
Let me call my dad so he can throw you down a hole. 'Cause we ain't
True.
dealing with this.
Yep.
No, this is whack. I wish I liked this scene. I really do.
Yeah.
I
Then maybe
don't.
you have grown.
Maybe
You've
I
grown
have.
a lot. Like the whole, like, you don't like Kenobi. And then you.
Let's not be too hasty. I'd say I see the flaws.
Luke-
There are several moments in this scene that frustrate me. The Palpatine, like,
Well, the Wayfinder being fine. That's the other thing.
yeah, the Wayfinder's fine.
Yeah.
We get the scene of the flashback, which I like.
Yeah.
Of seeing Leia train. I used to think that this was a little bit of good writing. I'm going to read here. When we see the flashback and Luke says, she sensed the death of her son at the end of her Jedi path. She knew that one day it would be picked up again, meaning her lightsaber, by someone who would finish her journey. And it's like, oh yeah, Rey picks up the lightsaber and hey, her son does die at the end of Rey's journey. I used to think this was a nice bit of setup. Nah, this is more of that clunky, just we figured out the end. Let's write something in the middle to make it seem like we had it planned. Because my thought is, if Leia had this prophetic vision and she's like, oh, she knew someone would pick up her lightsaber again. Don't you think while she was training this person for a year and the lightsaber was broke, wouldn't she be like, hey, I had one of those.
It's
You know
true.
what? I think you should have it.
Mhm.
No, I think that'd make a lot of sense.
She doesn't know where Luke took it, though.
You don't think she could ask?
He's dead.
What's that?
Well, we don't know. The way this makes it seem is that like Luke just doesn't show up whenever he needs to.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Surely Leia had an idea. It's like, well, I'm sure he took it to Octo. Okay, fine. Let's give the movie the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Sure, he didn't know.
Yeah.
And he takes it here. And then it's a line right after this at the end. You'll take both sabers to Exegol. Why? I know why. It's so that both Ben and Rey can have a lightsaber at the end.
For one shot.
Yeah.
That trailer shot.
But why doesn't Rey question that? You'll take both sabers to Exegol. Why isn't she just like, I've never trained with two, actually. Maybe just one's fine.
Maybe she's awesome with it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I get thematically, this is nice at the end where she gets to pull both and it's Luke and Leia kind of taking down Palpatine.
Yeah.
Like that's a nice moment. But it's just so clunky. Everything in this movie is so friggin' clunky.
Muddy.
They may be not like a scene with my guy, but you know what? At least he gets to lift the X-Wing and he gets a little bit of Yoda's theme, which I think is kind of fun. So.
Yeah. That thing's been underwater for so long.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Do I have my moment? Okay.
I guess so.
Can I have my moment?
I just wish you had different music.
Why?
Because Yoda's theme and Yoda lifting the lightsaber.
Well, do you know? Did you? Well, let's set our mind on this, on the mystery here. Seth. Why would they play Yoda's theme?
I know.
This scene?
I just wish it wasn't the exact same. I wish that they would do something where it's not literally verbatim. Because now it's like, oh, is this just the lifting X-Wings out of the water music?
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. Why not let him cook? Let him do something different where you could do a Luke and Yoda kind of mixed rather than just literally playing the same music.
Maybe,
whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Nah, it's cool, Connor. It's
them
fine.
Having both, like this is a full circle moment for Luke that he's now the master. He's not looking out into the horizon anymore. He's fully in tune.
It'd be great if the music could follow that.
And how Yoda lifted it in Empire Strikes Back.
It'd be cool if the music could reflect that rather than just let's play the hits.
Acting real unk right now, Seth.
That must be it. Crotchety unk. That is it. My bad. It's ridiculous.
Did it do it, Seth? Did it do it?
I don't know.
Did it kill Star Wars?
We got one more act to go, kids. Let's see.
This is make or break.
This is it.
This is it.
He's not talking.
Hour and a half in. Oh, still nothing to say. Sounds about right.
You think maybe he's not talking because he doesn't want to spoil anything?
Okay. A little good cop, Seth. All right, I'll bite. Yeah, sure. Maybe he's innocent.
I don't know. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I could tell.
Battle of Exegol. Messy, but fun.
You know, you don't have to like it just because it says Star Wars on the box.
There's only 2 people in this room. Big man with a laser sword and bad opinions.
Looks like Tross isn't the only thing with nothing to say.
Listen, we got a job to do. Tross may not have a pulse.
You can say that again.
That doesn't mean it's still not a suspect.
Act 3.
Yeah.
Look at that. Did the Rise of Skywalker kill Star Wars, Seth? Or are you just going to keep lopping it up?
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Hey,
all right.
Look at this.
Let's hear from
a little bit of character growth from Chopped over here. That he could not like a scene with Luke Skywalker in it. Yeah.
All right, what are you clapping about this time, Seth? What's going on in Act 3?
This act is just playing the hits and callbacks to other films, mainly Return of the Jedi. A big space battle, a ground battle, and a battle against the devil. Some are done much better than others, but the dyad is fully realized here. I think the Saber Pass feels like another shot at the baton being passed to the next generation. Also, I think it could be a top 10 moment within all of Star Wars.
Go on.
Who knows? Maybe that Rey or Ben Solo movie might actually get off the ground. That'd be kind of cool.
And you'll be front row, won't you?
If Babu Frick's there. Palpatine really does get some time to play here. And you know what? I'm always happy to see Ian as back as Palpatine. This movie really does end the same way that it begins. Like that. This movie really needed some more time to breathe, especially in this act, because it's flying at a breakneck pace. And I feel like we're missing key moments of dialogue and scenes with it. So yeah, there you go. I try to like it. It's tough.
Yeah, you'll try to like anything Disney gives you, huh, Seth? This is it. The final battle. The conclusion to 40 years of Star Wars storytelling. And it's a rushed mess. We had to rush through Act 1. We had to just somehow rush and slow down for Act 2. And we're back for Act 3. And we're just going to, like Seth said, it's over like it starts. Unearned payoffs, cliche character send-offs, a little bit of Avengers Endgame plagiarism for you, and a handful of moments that almost work. You know, I'll give the movie a little bit of credit. The entire finale is built on hype moments and aura with very little storytelling. Anything interesting is immediately dropped into a hole on Exegol right along with Ben Solo. It genuinely feels like the writers started with the Palpatine confrontation and worked backwards, stitching the rest of the movie together just enough for it to function if you don't think about it too long. Lando somehow assembles a giant fleet that outnumbers the Final Order in a few hours, even though in the last movie we're explicitly told that no one answered Leia's call on Crate. Rey spends the entire film tempted by the dark side and haunted by Palpatine, then faces him directly and has absolutely no problem resisting him. And yet, some of those big beats do kind of land. Rey passing the saber to Ben. It's a strong payoff. Ian McDiarmid performing the ritual. It's kind of awesome. The Force dyad, the Force dyad stuff, the Force storm. And I'll be honest, the be with me moment does give me some goosebumps. Okay, I'm not immune to hype moments and aura. But almost every one of these moments, hey, put your hands down because I'm about to rip into it again. Almost every one of those moments is undercut by rushed pacing, awkward editing, or clunky writing that just makes you pause instead of cheer. The final beat, Rey taking on the Skywalker name, could have been a powerful send-off to this movie and to this saga if it didn't completely contradict the movie's own thesis. Never be afraid of who you are. You remember Leia saying that in the beginning moment? Well, Rey spends this entire film accepting, that she's a Palpatine and that it doesn't define her, only to just discard that at the very end. That's fine. This film was a giant argument with itself and the other two movies, and we are just in the room, awkwardly trying to look away, hoping it'll be over soon.
So which battle do you want to talk about first?
Well, we got to start with the Battle of Exegol. We got to start with the beginning of the Battle of Exegol. When Poe's giving his little speech.
Oh, okay. At least that's kind of developed.
It's okay.
He gets to be there.
It's borrowed some dialogue from Zori Bliss. You remember her, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She died on Kijimi, unfortunately.
She did, yes.
But,
from General Pride that was able to go in and out of Exegol.
Without a wayfinder.
Guess
you don't need one of those.
I guess you don't.
Yeah. To be fair, the Resistance gets to Exegol by, tracking Rey. So maybe what's-his-face did the same thing.
How does Kylo Ren get there?
He remembered.
In an old TIE fighter.
Yeah, in an old TIE fighter that doesn't have a hyperdrive, by the way.
No.
So the speech is kind of fun. we get the fun little montage. All right, Battle of Exegol. We got three main things going on. We got Poe leading the aerial assault. We got Finn leading the ground assault. Kind of. It's on a Star Destroyer, but it's technically, I don't know. The Star Destroyer has ground, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then Rey's fighting the devil.
Yeah.
Start with Poe.
That one sucks.
It super sucks.
Yep.
Like a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Remember the Avengers Endgame plagiarism?
Yeah.
How about a little portal scene?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're getting outrun.
Yeah.
On your left, Poe.
But there's more of us, Poe.
You get one time to use the main theme. Once. This is what we're doing. This is what we're wasting it on. I would have rather it have been the end scene, honestly.
Yeah.
In a very non-Star Wars way, to borrow from So Uncivilized like I did last week. They defeat the fleet by just outnumbering them.
Yeah. There's just more of them.
There's so many questions. Lando was able to gather all those people, and Leia couldn't in like a couple hours.
It's a miracle. That's what it was. It was a miracle.
Gosh, you'll make your head spin trying to make any of the logic in this movie make sense.
Well, then let's move past it. Who cares?
I just hate being such a, like, I love Star Wars, guys. I don't like hating on it.
But, you know, there's the two other stories aren't terrible. This one's terrible, but the other two aren't that bad.
Yeah, we got Finn. I think that Finn's
the best, and we didn't talk a whole lot about it with them being on with the second Death Star. What planet is that? I'm sorry.
Burr.
Yes,
and
sorry.
Janna.
I was a little defeated because, like, oh, there's more stormtroopers. That's what kind of makes Finn special. But at the same time, it's like, oh no, the Force is awakened in all of these people. That it wasn't just awakened in Rey. It awakened in all these different people.
That's how you interpret that?
Yeah, that's what I took it as. Is that they left when he did. That the Force awokened in all those individuals.
Really?
And it even kind of goes back to like Broom Kid. That like the door was opened for several people.
Just so I understand. So you take Finn turning on the First Order as the Force awakening in him.
Yeah, did you not take it as that?
No.
Oh.
I did not.
When did he become Force sensitive then?
I think he's always been Force sensitive. He just became more aware of it with Rey.
Again, the door was cracked or was opened to him.
But you think all the other stormtroopers have some Force affinity too?
Maybe. I think that it was the Force doing that, like letting them, that them like going up against their training and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if Janna actually is like Force sensitive to a degree, but I think that it was the Force, kind of like Broom Kid. It's just showing that, like, you know, everyday people can make a difference as well. And the Force is going to do different things.
You don't think that, I guess my only reason I'm skeptical is that I would say that if it's just the Force doing that, doesn't that take away some of their agency that they, like Finn did a good thing by turning on the First Order, but if you're suggesting that's just the Force, well then he didn't really have a choice.
Well, no, all the Force did is, again, it opened the door. He has to still walk through it.
I guess what I'm asking is if he wasn't Force sensitive, you don't think he would have had the ability to turn away if the Force didn't awaken in him?
Oh, you mean like that he wouldn't have been able to fight his programming and everything like that?
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Oh, I mean, I think that it was just the Force.
I could buy it for Finn, but I think that, in my opinion, I think that removes the agency from like Janna and her crew. Yeah. Because if it's just the Force, then it's just the people with magic powers can do the right thing.
I don't know if it's like I guess I haven't thought about that the Force made him do the right thing, but again, he has to walk through that door.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's just that, again, the Force was, I'm trying to also piece off of Last Jedi with the fact that it's like, no, it isn't just the people with the magic blood can do it. Right. That, like, anybody can do it.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, and
then
no
also,
doubt.
I'm trying to pull into this idea of this movie where it's like the Force has kind of been dormant for a long time. That it's only been with like Snoke and Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker. But then it decided to awaken in several individuals.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I guess there's some headcanon for me. Yeah.
I just don't take it that way. That's okay.
Yeah.
I've always just viewed that like it just awakens in Rey. That's what it's referring to.
Yeah.
Like another.
But I think
big
that this movie
entity
helps kind of make it seem like, ooh, it could have awakened in Finn as well.
Okay.
All right.
Crackpot Seth over here with his ideas.
Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think?
Well, I'll say that I do think that Finn is cool in this movie. I think people don't give him enough credit.
No, he's awesome.
I know a lot of people have say that Finn like gets it the worst in this trilogy. I don't think so, actually. I think Poe maybe gets it the worst. If you're not counting like Hux, like out of our main characters.
Yes.
I actually think that the Force sensitivity is pretty well telegraphed with Finn. I know everybody brings up like, Rey, I forgot to tell you, but I think that's pretty well resolved. Like of all the problems in this movie, I don't think this is one of them. I think that
I was going to say he does the same thing Rey's doing where he like stops several times and he's like, oh, we gotta
sensing stuff, having that feeling.
I do really like too that when they're on top of the Star Destroyer and he's like, he can hear it. He's like, oh no, they're gonna just do it over. Like he's using his stormtrooper training to still do stuff that I'm like, oh dude, this is all I've ever wanted is them basically having a guy on the inside. And then, oh, cool. He's even Force sensitive on top of that. Like that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he had a little more to do, but I'm also pretty satisfied with this. I really just wish this was the middle chapter for Finn. And we could have gotten a really nice payoff. But I want to see more of Finn, more than maybe anybody else from this trilogy, because I think we leave him in a really interesting place where I'd love to see, man, ex-stormtrooper wielding a lightsaber, being a Jedi. Show me that. We get close in this movie. Show me more of that. But I'm not going to be on the camp of people who think that Finn was wasted here, because I don't think that's true. He's just really likable in this last act. So I quite like Finn. I'll give you that.
I was going to say, I mean, he's fighting his own devils. like with it being that he was an ex-stormtrooper and everything like that. It is kind of lame, though, that the ex-stormtroopers are just shooting other stormtroopers or Final Order, like that they should know.
It's not as baked there.
Yeah.
The Sith troopers, though, of the, what is it, the Revan platoon or something?
Yeah, what about them?
I don't know. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, they are cool. You've got one right there on your desk. I like that design a lot.
Wish we saw more of them.
Yeah. Oh, I wish that we saw way more of them. Yes, I agree.
What about Mary?
Belmont?
No. Mary Sue. Ray.
So that's where we're at, guys. Just name calling. Okay.
I'll get out of here. You want to clap some more for Disney and their Sith Trooper design, Seth? Oh, look at that. Look at him. Let's just a seal out here. I'm out here making real criticism. Okay. Jeez. Come on, Seth.
Let the hate flow through.
Have you ever been to, have you ever tried a real review in your life? Rey confronting Palpatine.
Feels rushed.
It's so anticlimactic.
I know. Finn's is the best.
There's just, what gets me is there's like almost something. It's like almost cool.
Yeah.
Because she gets there and she says, all you want me to do is hate and I won't. And I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it. You get there and you're like, oh man, Rey's now facing the throne. She's facing Palpatine.
She's facing the devil. This is what she saw in her vision.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then she says that. And then Palpatine's like, weak, like your parents. I'm like, so he gives up too. Mm. Like, what? That's it. That's
I
the
do
end
like
of her
him
conflict.
I like him trying to play, like, be nice in the beginning. I do think that's some nice acting.
Where he's like, long have I waited
for
my grandchild to come home.
Yeah.
What I like about
it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
What I like about that is it's almost like he's trying to do the grandfatherly voice he did in the prequels, but he's so evil.
Yeah, I was about to say he's like, falling apart literally.
He's like, he's doing his best.
Yeah. You just look like the devil.
Yeah, this is rough. And the line where she says, my parents were strong. They saved me from you. It's like, that's sweet. Hopefully you want to abandon your parents' namesake at the end of this movie. I know that we know now that they aren't named Palpatine. We didn't know that at the time. Okay. Yeah. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It does get me though, that this is just Return of the Jedi. Like it's the same
Very
thing.
much so. Yes.
She's looking out the window and he's like, only you have the power to save the one you love. Strike me down, save the fleet. Like,
yeah.
Brother, you did this 2 other times. Do you got nothing else in your playbook, Palpatine? Is this all you got? You got nothing new for me, Palpatine?
You can't just keep remixing that song every 5 years.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like
eventually they stop listening.
And I get frustrated for Rey because she just gets scraps for character development. It just makes me sad because she's such a fun character.
But wait, there's somebody else trying to face down Palpatine. What are our thoughts on Benjamin Solo?
Benjamin Solo.
Big Ben.
The Saber pass is easily... It's probably the best, it feels like the best payoff this movie has.
Yeah. Because it's at least all the way through it.
Yeah. It feels like from Force Awakens to here, that lightsaber belongs to me. We're a dyad in the Force. The Force time, we're both trying to grab the lightsaber, and here Ben earns it.
Yep. It tricks you.
2.5 hours, we got a moment.
Yep.
We got something.
Yep.
Is it enough?
No.
Can we land the plane?
It's not very long lasting. It's just that's it.
And then you get a fun scene with him and the Knights of Ren, I guess. And then he shows up, swords against Palpatine. I'm like, all right, movie. We've had a rough time so far.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you made it count in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. As once I fell, so too falls the last Skywalker.
Whee!
And he's gone.
Yep. Falls down a hole.
We waited the whole time to see old Benjamin Solo.
Yeah.
You get a little fight with the Knights of Ren, and then that's it. How disappointing.
He only has one line. Ow.
Oh.
That's it.
I do kind of like this. him realizing what this is. I kind of like this because we set up the dyad. What if this was set up as something like we can't let Palpatine know? He cannot know about this power.
Yeah.
Because that's it. That's it. That is the end game. But I do like Palpatine just pivoting like, oh, shoot. Oh, this changes everything. I don't need either of you.
Yeah.
Now I can just restore myself. When the "You are a Palpatine" scene comes up, what if Kylo Ren just says, "We are a dyad in the Force, a power like life itself," and then that could come back here.
Yeah.
I mean, that would help a lot because who needs life? We know that it's Palpatine. So if they're together, we want them to be together, but it's actually the worst thing that could happen.
Yes.
Because Palpatine might figure it out, and then he does.
And the other thing too is you could allude to the fact that they can't do it by themselves. They have to do it together. But in doing so, that could undo everything.
And that's scary. That's tension. Wow.
Yeah.
Like we have to fight him. We have to beat him before he finds out about this.
Yeah.
Look what you have made.
Top 3 Palpatine drip. But, Seth, how'd he change his clothes?
It's a good question.
Did the Force just do that too?
I don't know. When you get younger, you need more drip.
This is like the necklace thing.
Yeah.
So he does that. He sneaks around to the back of the throne. He's like, well, the fog's up. Give me a second.
Yeah.
And then just puts on his new clothes. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, Palpatine. You got to look good for the final battle.
Yeah.
However, maybe this could have waited. Like, where did they come from?
Got my fancy belt.
Got the nice red.
It's red undercloak. It's when they know you're coming.
It would have made just as much sense if he was in his regular old pajamas like he is in Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Oh, this movie.
The Force Storm, though. What are your thoughts on it?
Do not fear the feeble attack, my faithful. Nothing will stop the return of the Sith. Dubstep. Boom, 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 boom.
It's kind of cool.
It's sick.
It is.
I can't lie. It's cool.
It is cool.
Palpatine has some great lines here. I mean,
does.
I'm not immune to the hype moments in horror.
Yeah.
He's cool. There's a reason why we like Palpatine.
Yeah.
I hate everything that got us here, but whatever. Now that I'm here, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's it's cool. I mean, I like the Force Storm. Something I really like about the Force Storm, though, that I'll admit, is this scene right here. You know, calling us back, the bookend of "Be With Me." But look at this. I love the visual metaphor here. She finally is seeing past the darkness. She's seeing past Palpatine's darkness, her darkness, in order to see the light. And I think that's why.
Why this is your fourth favorite?
No, I think this is why this movie stuck with me as a positive experience, is because I really do like this scene. I like Han Solo. I like the beginning, and I love this scene. It feels like this is the one time in the movie that it really feels like we're trying to tie everything together. Like we're not only combining Rey's character arc, we're working Palpatine in there and all of the Jedi that came before. Yeah, it gives me goosebumps as a Star Wars fan to hear all of these voices of Jedi past, you know, encouraging Rey, you know, having her rise in the Force. In the heart of the Jedi lies her strength. And yeah, I get it. Things are a little weird with like, how is she hearing some of these voices? Like, oh, Mace Windu, brother, I don't know. You ain't a Force ghost.
Ayla Secura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like a celebration.
I will say, though, I feel like it was a missed opportunity not to hear Leia.
I completely agree. Because in the trailer, you get the line that Luke says here at the end, "The Force will be with you always." In the trailer, though, always is Leia's voice. I think the reason why they don't do it is because Leia is not technically one with the Force yet.
Yeah.
So, but it would have been really nice to hear Leia's voice here as well. I looked in the novelization to see if Leia was in it. She's not.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Overall, though, I like this scene. It feels like a celebration of Star Wars. And I like that Rey is a vessel. She just was facing Palpatine. She was dealing with the fact that she might have to be a vessel for Palpatine. But she realizes here that she has the choice. She can look past it. She can look past her darkness, accept the light, and be a vessel for the Jedi.
Vessel for good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let your death be the final word in the story of rebellion.
Why doesn't Palpatine just kill Ben? Why does he bother just throwing him in a hole? Dude loves his Force lightning.
He does.
You Skywalkers, you've been a thorn in my side for all this time. Bah. Is it just to be dramatic, to be like, you know, I fell down a hole, you're going to fall down a hole?
I think so. And then also the audience be like, no!
It feels like once again, the writers are like, Ben can't be here when Rey defeats Palpatine.
What if there were holes on Exegol?
Yeah, what if he just throws him in a hole so that way he can come back?
Yeah.
Then we can still give the audience another fake out death.
Yeah.
The fourth one so far.
Yeah.
You're cooking, JJ.
Perfect.
That's it.
Perfect.
I watched this like 10 times before we recorded because I'm trying to give the movie something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I remember in Revenge of the Sith, Yoda kind of takes all Palpatine's Force lightning power
and throws it back. Yeah.
I'm like, is that what she's doing?
Yeah.
And it is, if you really watch.
Follow the Jedi.
I hate that line so much.
But they're there with her.
Yes, but it's like we don't need to say it, okay?
Yeah.
This just feels again like in-game plagiarism.
Yeah.
I am inevitable and I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
I think it's just enough that she catches Luke's saber. The visual symbolism. Show me, don't tell me. I know because they all just talked to you and told you they're behind you. I don't need you to say it and cheese up the whole scene.
Yeah.
Come on.
It feels like it's weirdly playing it safe. It's just trying to be like, yes, please like this.
That looks like a Rise of Skywalker if I've ever saw one. All right, how are we feeling about Ben's redemption?
Weird too that he doesn't say anything. He just kind of Romeo and Juliet, brings her back to life, but in doing so, he takes his own life because that's what she explains in the second act.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he had to give all of his energy to save her.
And in a funny way, he did finish what his grandfather started. He saved the one he loved.
Look at that. Poetry. They rhyme, Connor. Brought it full circle for you.
You know what? I'll say something in defense of this scene and in defense of the final moment of the Skywalker saga. Here's a little something that I thought of and I wrote down. Because I was watching this scene and I was reading some things about it because honestly, I was trying to figure out what Leia's involvement is in this. We'll get to that in a second. So I was reading some theories and stuff, and a lot of people were like, "Man, how did Kylo know how to do this? This is ridiculous! Like he just suddenly knows how to force heal, just like Rey suddenly knows how to force heal."
Well, Rey, I think she's got the books.
Yeah, she read about it.
Yeah,
sure. But how does Ben learn? Does he just learn because she did him earlier?
Dyad.
Here's kind of my takeaway from this scene. I actually kind of love how effortless this all feels. Here they sit in the Temple of Exegol, a place where Palpatine and the Sith toiled away on how to desperately cling to life, how to stop the inevitability of death. It's the promise Sidious makes to Anakin all those years before. It's the lie Palpatine tells himself. And the answer? Simple. Give all of yourself for the good of another.
Love.
That's how you beat death. Ben does what so many failed to do before him with one act of sacrificial love. And you know what? That's Star Wars.
Look at that. More rhyming. Huh.
I will still be very critical on this movie, but it is Star Wars, and I try to find the things that I like, and I do kind of like that message.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I kind of love that message.
Yeah.
We just talked about, the ties to the gospel with Star Wars. That's it, man.
Yeah.
Right there. It's like sacrifice. What is the message? It's sacrifice.
Putting others' needs before yours.
There is no greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friend. And it's just so, talk about the poetry. We spend this whole movie about Palpatine trying to come back to life.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get it because he will never get it because evil cannot understand that. There's something to that.
I was going to say, though, what are your thoughts on the kiss, though?
I like how the book puts it, that it's a kiss of gratitude.
That ain't no kiss of gratitude.
It's another throw a bone to the fans.
Yeah, it is.
This whole movie is just, here you go, a little jingling keys. You got it. Hey, the Raylos, we got something for you too. Come buy a ticket.
Hey, are you a Raylo at the end of the day?
I mean, if it was, say it with me, if it was set up better, I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's fine.
All right.
What do I? You not like the kiss?
Nah, I'm all right with it. It's fine. It doesn't bug me that bad.
Yeah. Get you bothered a little bit. Huh?
It gets me bothered?
Yes.
No, I'm she's good looking. He's weird looking. It works.
Tale as old as time.
Exactly. How did you do that? It's because I'm funny. Sometimes.
What's Leia doing?
I feel like that somehow their spirits are entwined. Maybe she's going to guide him. Oh, in a certain point of view. Obi-Wan guides Anakin.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that sort of thing that she's staying on the corporeal plane so she can guide
I always took it as definitely like she's in forced limbo kind of, and is then guiding her son back. Anyway, there you go. We get a little bit of reunion. Everybody, the day's saved. We beat back Palpatine. My small thing, it's a silly thing, but on this shot right here, I really just felt like there's going to be a Force ghost here.
Oh, they would pull back into
it
a
would be
ghost
nice to see
scene.
Leia right there. I know you see her in the next scene. That's probably why they didn't do this. But just to see like, hey, we won.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
She's seeing it through.
Because there's a weird thing that happens in this scene. They use Yoda's theme. Like the score plays Yoda's theme for a lot of this. And I'm like,
hey, we haven't talked about John Williams hardly at all. And up there with Hux, John Williams also
got the shaft
and did not get a chance to be all that he could be. And it's disappointing. And that's all I'm going to really say about that.
Yeah. It feels like the editors just kind of took songs and just put them places.
Exactly. And that, like, even if you listen to the soundtrack, it's weird. It feels broken and messed up because they pieced all his stuff together. And I know that supposedly he wrote over 3 hours of music for this, but he only recorded X amount of it. Yeah. And it's like, man, I would have really liked to have gotten a chance to hear all of that. Even the for your consideration for the Academy Awards, it sounds different than what we got in the movie.
They probably were just editing so close to release that they just had to do what they could with the music.
Well, I think too that it's like they were just like, this is good, but like we need to really we need to harken back to this other stuff because we want to emulate emotions. So just put the Death Star song here. Yeah. Put Darth Vader dying there because it's the Death Star.
Put Yoda here because it's feel good.
Exactly.
Yeah. Seth, forget the movie. I have an even bigger question for you. Did you really let my collar be like this the whole time? You didn't say anything? Thanks.
I thought it was a choice.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Real bro stuff going on here today.
Wow.
Let me look whack.
Wow.
Appreciate it. Hey, we're on Tatooine.
Hey, that's a cool Force perspective shot.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Remember how Kevin Smith said he cried at the very end? Like, you got to see the last shot. That's what I was thinking we got here. I was like, this movie's been whack. But I remember Kevin Smith saying he cried at the last shot.
Yeah, before that became a meme.
Yeah, before that became a meme.
Yeah.
Don't know why he was crying. Really faked me out, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Exactly.
The bearing of the sabers. I wanted to mention something about this. I don't remember who said it. Maybe one of the writers. Might have been Terrio or maybe Kasdan or somebody. I know Terrio wrote this movie and Kasdan didn't. But anyway, somebody said that this moment corrects the original sin of the original trilogy, reuniting the twins. This is the final FU to Palpatine. They had to separate the twins from their family on Tatooine in order to beat Palpatine. Palpatine's gone, and Rey rights that wrong. Yeah. Symbolically.
We see them as Force ghosts here in a moment.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
I think there's something to that, actually. What do you think?
I feel like a lot of this movie, you really have to read between the lines, and that's where the sweet spots are. It's like, well, that's disappointing thing is how it's a movie. Yeah.
Well, this movie is a collection of moments that are not strung together by really anything.
Yeah.
And so some of the moments end up being really cool. Like this, I kind of dig this saber.
Yeah.
This was before everything was yellow. So
yes, clearly her staff.
It's nice. Unfortunately, it happens at the end of the movie.
Yes.
And here's the thing everybody talks about.
Rey Skywalker.
What do you think about Rey taking on the Skywalker name?
So it doesn't really bug me seeing as how they both trained her and everything like that. Although they are telling her the whole time, like, hey, don't be afraid of who you are. So there is that. But at the same time, there it almost seems like you're one of us now. You get to start your journey here with us.
Yeah.
Basically. So like with that shot of the two of them and then her going out and looking at the twin sons and everything where it's like, you really are one of us now. You've earned it.
I mostly don't mind this. It's just an awkward puzzle piece with this movie.
It's true. Well, it feels like it's just tacked on the end.
Yeah. Like we needed to have this kind of final.
Because there's
moment.
like that little bit in the, when they're on Pasaana where she doesn't have a surname.
Well, I think this is actually a well-established thread. Like the don't be afraid of who you are. And she's really wrestling with that. I think this just ignores the thesis of the movie.
Yeah.
Cast aside her name, her parents who died for her, and take on the name of the guy who trained her for literally 3 days. That's the other thing, is it's like, I didn't think about this until I sat down to write some of these notes.
What about Leia?
I was just about to bring her up.
Yeah.
Her last name ain't Skywalker. I know she is a Skywalker. But she's known as Princess Leia Organa. Skywalker sounds the best to us, the audience, because that's what we know.
Yeah.
Why not Organa? Why not Solo? You know, that's who trained her for the year. But also, what about her parents? We don't know that their names are Palpatine, and now we know that they aren't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like the movie theme of don't be afraid of who you are. This seems like you're being pretty afraid of who you are. Maybe that's a bad take. I don't know. It just feels disconnected from the rest of the film. I don't mind it on its own. I think that you're right. It's like, yeah, you're one of us.
Yeah.
But if that was the message of the movie, forge your own destiny, which I guess it kind of is. I don't know. It just, like I said,
It's like everything else. It's muddy.
It's muddy, and it feels like it's arguing with itself. And that's the Rise of Skywalker. I think the best way to wrap up this discussion, to get us into our deliberation, is to talk a little bit about legacy. This was the last Skywalker Saga movie. Maybe there'll be an episode 10. I hope not. I hope they kind of take that in a different direction. But this is it, you know, and at the time, this was it. I want to split this into two halves. In universe and out of universe. In universe, what legacy does this leave behind? Does Palpatine coming back kind of devalue the original trilogy? Does it devalue Anakin's sacrifice?
I think it does a little bit. If only there was like, this could have been the plan the whole time. Like we could have been seeing Palpatine like coming back or whatever. And then like, I really like the idea of the dyad being an extension of the chosen one. Like something like that, that if there was those running like plots through it, that I feel like that, oh, that could actually clean it up a lot.
Yeah. The way I've always seen this movie is that Palpatine isn't back yet. They stop him before he gets back out. It feels like a really zany adventure. Like we have to beat back the devil before he can get out of hell. Yeah. You know? And so who put him there? Well, Anakin put him there. He does fulfill his prophecy. He does create balance. And so this is the next generation, you know, maintaining that. Yeah. And so in a way, I think that this story could be, you could view it from a certain point of view about preserving legacy rather than rewriting legacy. And that's how I choose to look at this. Narratively, though, I do think it devalues Luke a little bit. And Rey, unfortunately, feels like kind of a thief to me. It was Luke's destiny to rebuild the Jedi Order. Now it's Rey's. It was Anakin's destiny to destroy Palpatine. Now that's Rey. Yeah. I get why people have issues with Rey, and it makes me sad because it's nothing against Daisy Ridley. She obviously does terrific. It's just the writing has made it really tough to like this character. Yeah. I do get a little salty about her having her own movie. What did Rian Johnson call everybody? Man babies. You know, the fanboys, you know, wanting all their slop and stuff. You know, we can't let stuff go. Why does Rey get her own movie then? You know, why can't we leave her behind and pass the torch again? Luke only got his 3 movies. Yeah. That was it. Why does Rey get her own movie? But it just feels like you stole everything that I loved about my characters that I grew up with and kind of re-gifted them. And
as these new characters in this in this new trilogy and everything.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, I completely get it.
Yeah.
No, I understand. It stinks too that like we live in the era that we do because, you know, when legends were being, I know I keep bringing up legends, but when books were being written and stuff about Luke Skywalker, that they were books rather than they could have been movies. But George didn't want to make more movies. George didn't want to make more series. When he decided to get into animation, he decided to go to the Clone Wars.
Right. Just leaves me in a weird spot. So I guess that's a nice segue into the last talking point here, which is out of universe, the legacy of this movie. Did it kill Star Wars? This isn't my verdict, but I will say that I truly think without The Mandalorian, this would have been it. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, what's interesting too is because this is like what ends the whole saga. So I don't know. Maybe we could get more spinoffs and stuff like that. But definitely you would not look back on it as fondly. Yeah. As other things. Kind of like, I know you haven't seen it, but like Game of Thrones, that last season is really, really hard to watch.
And it's why I've not watched Game of Thrones.
Yes, it's super hard to watch because like it builds up pretty well through all of it. And I'll admit it starts to kind of fall like towards the end. I mean, looking, you know, if I'm being mature about it and willing to admit that, but it's not just the last season that has the problems, but I mean, like, it's funny. You could look at these 3 movies where it's like, it's kind of rocky. And then like this one is just kind of like,
it's kind of interesting to think about a world where The Mandalorian was not airing at this time.
It's true.
Because it acted as enough of a distraction, I think, for a lot of people to be like, hey, I really didn't like that, but I like what's going on with The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian has a great stinger at the end. So you're a few weeks removed from Rise of Skywalker. You get that great moment with Moff Gideon. He's got the darksaber. What's going on? I'm really excited to see what's next with that. You know what? I'll forget about Rise. I'm just going to be interested in what they're doing with The Mandalorian.
Yeah. And having it be 30 years prior to this stuff, it's like, cool. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be connected to anything else.
But then, unfortunately, as time has gone on, we have a joke on the channel, all roads lead to Tross.
It's true.
It's like they've had to do so much with everything that's come out. I mean, we've gotten, 7 live action shows. We've gotten an entire animated series. We've gotten 2 mini animated series. We've gotten books and comics galore.
Lego specials.
And a significant amount of that is attempting to backfill this movie.
Yeah.
Mandalorian didn't start that way. But there were teases, I think, in season 1.
Yeah.
But then season 2 goes kind of all in.
It does.
Season 3 really makes it clear, if it wasn't clear already, when you get stuff like the Remnant Empire and you see like them building
Project
up to the
Necromancer.
First Order, Project Necromancer, which there you go. There's Bad Batch.
Yep.
Got to lead into it. You got Shadow of the Sith that comes out. You have a lot of these other like comics. My goodness, the Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi comic line that they did. Whatever, I don't know what that was called, but significant part of that was all about Exegol and how that was actually that was a thing all along. Palpatine sells tickets, he gets butts in seats. It's really frustrating. It's like, come on, can we treat it with a little bit more respect?
Yeah,
man, it's so no wonder we're having trouble getting anything sequel related off the ground.
It's true.
Maybe if you didn't botch this one so bad, people would care a little bit more if Rey's coming back, care a little bit more if Ben Solo's coming back. And I feel especially bad for the folks who really like these movies. Because you got guys like me out there saying that their Star Wars sucks.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, this does suck. If this is your Star Wars, pick another one because you could do better.
You know, that doesn't really sit right with me.
What, the movie? I agree.
Yeah, I that take right there, if I'm being honest. When we started this show, what was that kind of like founding idea? We were going to be what?
Authentic.
We were going to be authentic, but at the same time, we were also going to hold that candle in the void, right? You know, everybody's got their own Star Wars. You know, you've got prequel. You got
I just
prequels,
said it sucks if you like that one.
Yeah, but it's right there. What about that's what brings them to the table? Are they not allowed at the table, Connor? Because they don't like the thing that sucks?
If they like this movie,
you loved this movie.
Yeah, and maybe yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You like this movie, you're wrong. How about that? Is that clear enough for you?
Wow. Let's be thankful that the House of Mouse, Disney, you know, that they actually did buy it and they made more of it. You know, it could be dead and buried. You know what, man?
Sound a little bit like a shill, Seth.
Yeah, and you sound like a fake fan, Connor. You know what? I'm thankful that George sold it. Because you know what? It would have just died with that old man. I'm happy that at least the mouse picked it up and then they just kept going with it. And they're taking it into a whole new generation.
So we should just be happy with whatever Disney throws at us, huh?
Sorry I'm not a grifter. Sorry that I like to try to find the silver lining, if you will. You know, you said it already. This movie's kind of an impossible task. And I think they did the best they could with what they had.
That's a take.
It is a take. It's the right take.
I say you're wrong if you like it. You're telling me I'm wrong if I don't.
Yeah.
Learning a lot about each other today. Okay.
In fact, door's there.
I don't need you anyway. Okay, fine.
You sure you want to touch that?
You take it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy the Disney slop.
I would love it.
Shill.
You know, maybe I'll put it back. You know,
by all means. Take it back. Enjoy the slop. Enjoy shilling.
Yeah.
At least you know who's on Disney's dime, folks.
Gotcha.
I guess, yeah. We'll go out there. You and I, we can have a little bit of fun without not this guy over here. We'll talk about what real Star Wars is. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll, you know what? You didn't fire me. I quit.
Oh. Don't fall into the Sarlacc on your way out. All right. Guys, I'm all about giving people what they want, and who doesn't love a little bit of Seth time? You guys are always asking for that.
All right, now that it's just you and me, I think we can talk a little bit more honestly, don't you think?
But now that the certain riffraff is gone, we can finally get to the verdict, at least the most important verdict, that is.
No cheering, no excuses, no pretending that, oh, this is fine, actually. We're talking about, did the Rise of Skywalker kill Star Wars?
That's a complicated question, and on this show, well, at least on my side, we like to use the phrase peaks and valleys, and whew, is this movie chock full of it? I mean, when this thing hits, it really hits.
This movie is rough, and anyone pretending otherwise is either lying to themselves or is already on Disney's dime. This isn't a film, it's a corporate obligation, a checklist, a product designed by committee to offend as few people as possible while selling as much plastic as it can. I'm sorry, that's just not how art works.
You've got Ben and Rey at full power, being able to pass that lightsaber back and forth to each other. Oh, pure Star Wars cinema.
We're making movies out here, Disney. Maybe try it from time to time. Maybe try making a good one. That'd be great. And then maybe people wouldn't be yelling down your back every time you release one. I mean, it looks good. Sure, the bare minimum for a moving picture, a movie. Great sound design, that's nice. You got some talented actors who are doing everything they can with what they're given, which is not much. But none of that matters when the movie ever slows down long enough to mean anything.
I think this is what we all forget. Star Wars is messy. I mean, it always comes with a little bit of caveats with those awesome moments. I mean, you got Rey facing down a new threat. You have Palpatine returning. You have Ben also coming back to the light. Yeah, those are great moments, but yeah, they are a little muddy. But here's the thing that everyone always skips over. We're having fun. And I'm sorry, when did having fun become a crime?
And any interesting idea it stumbles onto is immediately buried under another MacGuffin, another fetch quest, another nostalgia hit, designed to make you just clap and move on. I see some of you, okay? You're not all innocent.
This was an impossible movie. Let's be real. It was dealt an unwinnable hand. But despite some flaws, JJ and crew, I thought they brought a heck of a ride, man. I mean, they brought some real spectacles back to the table. They actually put the myth back in Star Wars.
And that's the frustrating part, because I kind of like the core idea here. I think it's okay. To borrow a quote from Eckhart's Ladder, I think he tweeted this a couple months ago out on X, said a story about our heroes having to go to hell to finish off the devil? That's kind of a fun idea. And a really fun backdrop to end this decades-long story. But instead, we get half-baked plot threads, silly writing choices, an entire character arc sacrificed so, Disney could course correct from the last movie and chase whoever was yelling the loudest online.
Being a fan means shutting up and trusting the people that made the thing. Who are we to criticize them anyway? If Disney puts a Star Wars logo on something, I'm there. I'm in.
As every time Disney keeps its distance from Lucasfilm, I think things are actually, they kind of work for most of the time. You get your Mandalorians, get your Ahsokas, get, your Andors, peaks and valleys. But it's when they get their grubby little mitts too deep into the cookie jar, when brand management takes over storytelling, and that's when it falls apart. Every time.
So, to all the naysayers and all the grifters, to the folks who show up just to tell everyone that they're wrong for enjoying something, there's one way out, and it's through that door.
All that said, I think I've had a really good time talking about this with. It's been fun.
We're enjoying this light speed skipping ride. Why bring negativity into this dojo? We love Star Wars. We're the fans. We're getting new stories. We're getting fed. And that's what we've been asking for.
The arguing, the breaking stuff down, how I like to do out beyond the Dune Sea. So given all this evidence, did the Rise of Skywalker kill Star Wars?
So I guess my final verdict is...
My verdict is... Another suspect. I'll be right there.
Good riddance.
You solved the case, partner?
Certainly had a more thoughtful analysis than you did.
You don't like Tross, but you like the Obi-Wan show. That's rich.
Okay, pot, meet kettle. You like Tross just fine, make all kinds of excuses, but you don't like Andor because it doesn't spoon feed you spectacle. All hype moments and aura for Seth, huh?
This guy claps every time Luke Skywalker shows up on screen. Give me a break. Man, you don't deserve a spot at that table. I'm glad you left.
You know what? I'm glad I did too, because I'd rather talk to a wall than share a table with a shill. Oh, a fake fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least I'm having fun. Did you forget about that? You know, if you were a real fan, you'd like anything Disney gave us.
You know, the chief said we had one more suspect.
Who killed Star Wars? It was you, wasn't it?
Me. It was you taking in all the slop Disney gives us and thanking them for it.
That knife had your fingerprints the second you decided to start grifting about these movies.
What are we doing? This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that got a little mean, didn't it?
You know, if anything killed Star Wars for me, it was getting kicked out of the room.
I didn't really like talking into the void. I missed talking about these stupid movies with you.
Yeah, me too. And you know, I'm glad you like these movies. Heck, I kind of like these movies. And I don't like Tross as much as you. That's all right. Maybe I let the criticism get the better of me. I stopped having fun.
Maybe I need to realize that not all criticism's in bad faith. You made some good points. Yeah. Fourth best, right?
I'd take it down a few at this point, probably.
Yeah. At one point, yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, at one point.
Hey, you know what? Star Wars is Star Wars, and that's kind of like pizza at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's true. Pizza's good.
I think we both made it smaller.
My goodness, that dastardly thing was pinning me to the ground all that time.
You're alive?
Who stabbed you?
I'm embarrassed to say, but it seems I had a bit of a blunder and did it to myself. Not the first time it's happened, I'm afraid. Why, the first...
I thought you checked for a pulse.
Serious? Then another in 1997. Oh, and a bad one in 1999, I should say. 2015, 17, and 19? Well, that was an unlucky run. I am prone to accidents, as you can see, but I always seem to bounce back ready for the next adventure. Speaking of which, I ought to be off. I've got a pointy-eared green fellow ready to stroll the red carpet here soon. Let's hope these butterfingers don't fumble the bag on the way down. Tally-ho, chaps, I must be off.
Really? After all that? Is how it ends?
3 videos of poring over mystery boxes, weeks of hype and speculation, all for somehow Star Wars returned.
Case closed, partner.